That's right. Keep calm. Focus on the OOPArts. Focus on the OOPArts. Metaphorical OOPArts. Things that do not belong. Cool. There you go. Click. Facebook should be in life. There are any OOPArts. As a parent, I'm gonna hide her for a minute. Let's let her go. Her name, her little girl's name. In life, as a parent, always OOPArts. If you don't get played, you don't focus on the OOPArts, man. Always focus on the OOPArts. There's always things that do not belong. Do not belong. Damn it, I can't find Linda. Otherwise, I pull Linda to this broadcast. I find Linda. I can't find, I don't know, where somebody been in my PC and stole Linda. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Linda, some of y'all know. Always focus on the OOPArts. Things, something I forgot the words. Some of these things just ain't like the others. If y'all don't pay attention, the Earth planet gonna flip and y'all gonna die when it flips around in the winds and the Noah flood comes again. It was a Sesame Street game. What's the name of that game? It was something like that. Something like that. It was. I know y'all don't act like you didn't play that game. Y'all played the game too. I played the game with my babysitter all the time. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just isn't the same. One of these things that do his own thing. Now it's time to play a game. It's time to beat the silly, dumb humans on the planet. Good morning, everybody. People coming in the house. Let me get my comments going. Good morning, everybody. Who is that? Nikki and Christine and Heaven. Ivana. Happy Monday. Monday is always happy when you're living your life. When you're living, who said that? Ivana, that's right. Monday is always happy when you are living your own life. If you're living the elite's life, Monday, miserable. They hate Monday. You living somebody else's life. Yeah, Monday sucks. You better think about living your own life. Good morning. Good morning, Heaven. Good morning, Carolyn. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me get my comments going. Oh, ooh, I got a post I didn't make. What is this stuff? Oh, yeah. Y'all know Saudi's going to threaten to drop the dollar again. They threaten to drop the dollar again. People like, no, they dropped the dollar. Price is going up. I'll be like, drop the dollar. Make it hot. Drop it out. Drop the dollar. Drop it yesterday. Drop it twice. Drop that dollar. Give me that dollar. Give me that bloody dollar. Murdering people. Well, you don't care. Why don't you care? You live in America. We want strong dollars. No, I don't. I don't care. I care about the human race. I don't put nationalism above the human race. I don't put racism above the human race. I don't put religionism above the human race. Human race. If the dollar's murdering and killing all over the world, I see Brother Jonathan. If the Frank is murdering and killing all over the world, the people who like the Franks ain't supposed to like the Franks. If the dollar, the petrodollar is murdering and killing children all over this planet, you're not supposed to like it. See, that's an OOPArt within itself. That's a psychological, unsentient OOPArt. You live on a planet full of species called a human race. You're supposed to have love and a conscience. You don't have one because you want your dollar. You want that cheap stuff at Walmart. That's what it is. That's Carolyn. Drop it like it's hot. I don't care. I drop it. You ain't supposed to have. If the dollar's evil, you're supposed to drop that mother. Don't hold that like a hot potato. Hot potato all over this planet. I want to talk about OOPArts today. I'm talking about OOPArt because on a planet, ooh, that kind of fits in. On a planet that has children, you can't have no dollars because the dollars murder them and they die if they don't have the dollars. The dollars got to go. That's an OOPArt. Y'all know what an OOPArt is? Oops, part. Y'all know what OOPArt? That's an ancient archaeology. That's the archaeology that doesn't fit. Doesn't fit in your world. Not supposed to be there. Hashtag. How you doing? Good morning, Deborah. Deborah. Ooh, great. What did Deborah? Deborah said, I went back to read the comments the other day. What did Deborah say? Miss Chandler, if you're a comedian. She said, yeah, I appreciate G giving us extra time because he got such a tiny bladder. Tiny bladder. Oh my goodness. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. Hopefully everybody's doing good around the family this morning. But OOPArts. What is an OOPArt? It's an out of place artifact. Ooh, the comments aren't going. Hang on. It's an out of face artifact. It is an artifact. It's something where it's not supposed to be there. Something that's not supposed to be there. We did a video on not supposed to be there a minute ago. If you got military in another country and they don't belong there, then they're not supposed to be there. You got money on a planet, you got dollars on a planet with human beings, children that die and get murdered and raped because of it, it's not supposed to be there. If you got some steps, if you got some steps that can only be melted by over 1,500 degrees heat made in ancient Egypt, when you're trying to convince me that people walking around in grass skirts and diapers and got spears and chucking and stuff, and they can melt them steps after they made the steps, not supposed to be there. It's called an OOPArt. That's what OOPArt is, an out of place artifact. Hang on, I gotta bring in the YouTube comments. OOPArts are things that are out of place. And anytime something is out of place and doesn't make sense, because in this example, archaeology tries to convince you that they know what happened on this planet. And meanwhile, they're lying, because now we got that CIA released document on the Adam and Eve story. Out of place artifacts. And this actually fits in with that document. Why? Because there was an ancient technology. There were lots of ancient technology that get destroyed anytime the planet gets destroyed by floods. And they don't really want people talking about that. You can talk about creation in 7 days. You can talk about Noah's flood. You can get the Christians to fight with the other people and other people fight the other people. But you can't talk about anything that's true. Why? Because they want the technology, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Linda Moulton Howe, she has another theory. She says there's a race of aliens that actually don't want anything on the planet to know that they're there. I don't know. But hang on, let me do this. Let me pull in YouTube comments. I don't see YouTube comments coming in. Out of place artifacts. As a parent, you learn to focus on things out of place. Hang on, I can't do two things at once. I'm actually typing right now. Try to focus. I can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time and pat on my head, and I don't want to. Okay, see, look at that. I tried to type and talk at the same time, and I got my username wrong. Okay, hold on, if I get that right. I don't want to. That's for young people. I'll just ask. I did that my whole life. That's for young people. I'm an older guy. Focus on one thing. Let me see. There we go. Got it up. There we go. Now, see if YouTube comes in. Ooh, well, out of place artifacts. I was looking at another one this morning. It was out of place. Temple in India. Ramappa temple. I think YouTube should be good. I think the others aren't good. It is a Monday morning. Oh, okay. So the steps. Yeah, well, the steps. So how does that fit in with the whole Adam and Eve story that the CIA didn't want you knowing? How does that fit in with OOPArts? Well, it's like a parent in parenting. When you get home, what do you first do? You leave the kids at home, leave all 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, how many of you got, run around the house doing things, doing what they do because they're kids. You look around the house, you kind of check on things. See, is anything out of place? Is anything not fitting in? Was anything moved? Was anything broken? Why? Because you need to look for out of place artifacts, evidence something ain't making sense with the story they're telling you. Were they behaved? Were they misbehaving? And that's the same way I look at all this whistleblower information, like Julian Assange. Did y'all see the Julian Assange, the talks now about him being released? Because WikiLeaks released that tweet that said that they were going to release him. And so the UK police showed up to go get him. And they didn't release him. They said it got delayed, I believe it is. Well, that's what Assange did. Assange found an OOPArt. Assange found a military being used to do war crimes. I gotta use my words carefully. The military, they follow orders. Those orders come down from psychopaths. It's the psychopaths we gotta focus on. It's like Bob Marley said. What Bob Marley say? I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot the military. You understand what I'm saying when I say that? I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot the political parties. I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot the police. I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot the nationalists, right? Because there's always a controlling force at the top. And you don't want to get focused chasing deputies. That's how the song goes. Y'all had never heard the song before. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. What's the point? Shooting deputies is a useless activity. Shooting Trumps is a useless... I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot the president. How about that? I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot the French government, right? What is his name? I forgot his name. Jonathan, what's your president's name? What's your prime? Is it prime minister? I don't keep focus on the kings. Let me see. Mahon. That's his name. All right. So focus on the OOPArts. That's the only way we make it out of here alive, because we don't know what's going on. Uh-oh. We do have YouTube comments that aren't coming in. All right, let me get that straight, then we'll get there we go. That should do it. Boom, there they go. I say y'all, YouTube. Good morning, brother Augustine and Phyllis Key. So there was another OOPArt I liked. There was another OOPArt. It came from India, the temple of Ramappa. I'm getting mixed up. I was talking about something. No, okay, I didn't tell you about the steps, right? So the steps, this is the temple of Dendra, right? And these are stone steps that were melted by heat that's well over 1,500 degrees to melt these types of steps. They found them melted. And this is not too far from the temple where they found the story of Atlantis. You know, so focus on the stories of Atlantis that confirms with the story of Noah. How does this fit in with the declassified CIA story of Adam and Eve that told you your Genesis doesn't really tell you what it needs to tell you? Is that the foundation is where the steps were. And that's where the melt was. The whole building was a second building built on the foundation. They built on previous civilizations like the Greeks did, like that massive temple over there, like the Mayans and the Incans. They all built on top of other civilizations. Why? Because when the planet does its clock thing and it flips, because that's what it's supposed to do, the core melts, it flips, it resets, you know, it flips, the ice caps melt, and when they melt, the balance reshifts back, and then the molten core becomes like a plastic structure again, and then after 6,000 years or so, same thing, flips again, does it again, flips again, does it again. When it does that, winds of thousands of miles an hour knock down pretty much every structure, every temple, everything, unless you're in the right location, which is probably why Egypt is where it is, probably why the pyramids are where they are, probably why the Aztecs and the Mayans, and they all built temples on certain areas, which seemed to always make it. Other areas didn't make it. So it makes sense that you have melted steps because they were from a previous unknown civilization. That is what an OOPArt is. An OOPArt, out of place artifact. Always look for out of place artifacts in your news, in your life, in your home, in your house. You know how you catch a cheating spouse? Look for out of place artifacts. That's what you do. So, but there was another one. Oh, you know what? I'll show you the other picture before I move off of that. I'll post a video, a good video that was actually talking about out of place artifacts. This particular temple of Dendra. I did a video about it a long time ago. I don't want to go too down into detail. Been there, done that. Out of place artifacts. It was another picture. I'll show you this real quick. We'll keep moving. This was another picture of a different side of the staircase. To me, this was interesting because you have this window here. So is it possible an asteroid hit, lava sprayed in the window, super volcano went off, lava sprayed in the window, asteroid with some radiation or something that melts stone steps, came through the window? That's all possible. But the reality is that's not what happened. Because here's another set of steps right there, melted. Further in the temple, no window. That's somebody, it looks to be somebody walking up the steps with a technology and it's melting the steps behind it, or something flying over the steps. Our world is not what we think it is. Nothing is what we think it is. Everything is kept from us. This is what I want to show you. I didn't want to show you that. But that's the Temple of Dendra. And I post this video. It's a good brother. I forgot his name. He's got some great YouTube videos talking about OOPArts. He lives in India and he goes through a lot of the Indian temples. But this is a temple called Ramappa Temple. I'm gonna give you a minute. Let me talk for a second. I'm gonna post a link to his video. You can follow him. But every now and then he drops something like it's hot, and it's gonna get a little nasty though. Remember this. Keep this in mind, people. Art is just art. It's just art. It's just art. You know, we make art out of things we love the most, and it's something that we like to make. Men like to make a lot in art, and the Greeks, they blew it all off. So, all right, I'm not gonna say no more. I'm just gonna show you his quick video. But the point is that these statues are made of black basalt, and they're on the Ramappa temple, which is made of like a softer stone that you can carve with simple tools. That you cannot carve with simple tools. And there are like 6 of them all over. Let me see if I got another picture. There are like 6 of them all over the temple. Obviously made by machine, not made by hand. How do you know that? Because you can tell by the lights and the shadows. Nope, can't show that one. Let me open this up. So how does that fit in with the Adam and Eve CIA story? Once again, because this is why we don't have evidence of who came before us, but you have OOPArts. There are websites actually that do this. There's some websites that capture OOPArts, and they list all the OOPArts that ancient archaeology has found all over this planet. Hang on, let me show you this. Let's see if I can show you this. All right, there we go. Boop, 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 boop. So there are multiple statues on this temple that are made from that black basalt. And how do we know they're machined? By the sheen and the shine. Not only that, but things are in places on the statue that are not supposed to be there, that you actually couldn't make, or you wouldn't want to make. Significant details like this. Uh-oh, you can't see it. All right, I'm gonna do this. Let me do this. I'll play his video, let him talk about it for a second. We'll go back.
Using molding technology or with machining tools. These figures have a strange effect on your eyes. The more time you spend on them, the more you're amazed by them. Today's statues and paintings have errors. For example, look at this painting of a woman wearing shoes. In this position of her foot, there should be a gap between her shoe and her foot. This is a mistake made by the painter, but there are no such mistakes in these idols. And you may think, well, ancient women did not wear shoes. But not only is this figure wearing high heels, but the gap between the foot and her shoe is accurately shown. Here's a beautiful woman holding a bow, and a little man is removing a thorn from her foot. Look carefully and you see how there is a small swelling on her foot because of the thorn. These are just uncanny details. Here is a naughty monkey pulling this woman's clothes, and the dress has come down from her waist, revealing her private parts. Of course, you can see that this hand has been destroyed by invaders, and in this picture, I have tried to recreate this hand, and originally it would have completely covered her genitalia. What really surprises me is not the perfect depiction of this area. What surprises me is this: the space between the hand and her genitals would have been less than 1 inch. It would be impossible to carve this with simple tools like chisels, because you would need a lot more space to use the chisel and make the hammer movements. This would not even be possible with many of the modern tools we have.
I'm gonna stop. You can watch the whole video. I think that's his brother's. I'll post the link. I don't know if that's his channel. The point is that not only was there no space in between, but why would you even do that? Why would you go to that level of detail? Most modern artists don't go to that level of detail. It's out of place. And I think it's out of place, obviously, because it was machined. High heat was used perhaps to make that sheen, but it was a very, very detailed 3D printing, 3D printing, if you will. That's what I believe. And that's what I think that they're always after. They're always after this high technology that we know nothing about. And all we can do is sit back here and guess what in the world all of this stuff was. I found this one to be interesting. Yeah, Deborah, it is incredible. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful that we actually have been here before. Like, this is why I believe that we are a species with amnesia. I believe what Graham Hancock says, that we've lost all of this and we're just rediscovering what we lost, that we keep getting reset every 6,000 to 11,000 years. And People have theories whether or not it is the molten core or something is melting the core when it's time to reset us. And that actually equates back to what a lot of the religions said. Egyptians were some dirty dogs. Well, Tina, so are we. They're just like we are. But I find it interesting that they blew the hand away, and you can see very clear the detail. But why would they do that? I can see why a machine would do that. I can see why if you get in a scanner and a laser scanning, you would do that. I can't see why a human being would do that. Besides, this brother has a lot of other good videos. And one of his videos actually was, it went through the details on some other temples that explained what was behind just completely hidden sections. Absolutely no reason for anyone to carve anything behind these basalt sections. So watch his channel. He's got a lot of great stuff on there. All right, so we can keep on down that route. But OOPArts, focus on things that don't fit. Because usually when there's an OOPArt in life, metaphorically or anywhere, in your politics, your church, your Bible, anywhere you look, ancient archaeology, if you're lucky, it's by ignorance. If you're lucky, it's because we just didn't know. But 9 times out of 10, if you ask me, it's never on accident. It's never on accident. It's because someone's trying to keep you ignorant. It's not because they're ignorant, they don't know. They're just trying to hide it from you, like Mary Leakey and the human footprints they found millions of years old. It's an OOPArt, out of place. When things don't fit in, you need to find out why they don't. You know, and this is why, again, I don't do politics. When you got human beings that got children and love in their heart and they seem like they're decent people, but they're voting and they're getting involved with these politics, people that are murdering and killing people, something's not fitting in. And that takes you down the path of the media, and the media is always lying to them. And that's why we speak up, and this is why we do this. We do this because we need to move forward, and we can't move forward continually having secrets from one another. We're certainly not government kings and lords to the citizens. I got another OOPArt I want to show you. I got another OOPArt. I got to show you this one. Hold on, wait, where is this at? I got to show you this OOPArt. Oh my goodness. OOPArt hashtag fake news. Where is it at? I think, oh, you know what? I already got it queued up. When things don't fit in. Question things. I posted a picture the other day. And people were sharing the picture, and I was like, man, I was talking about skull and bones, and no one even looked at the picture. No one even paid attention to the picture. They just started sharing skull and bones and started talking about, yep, skull and bones is this and that, and that's Bush at the top, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay. Look for things that are out of place, because people always playing games with you and lying to you. That's one of them. That's definitely an out of place artifact. Ain't no... But you know what? But it's not just that. It's just not the strange. Some of y'all don't even see it. Some of y'all, I love y'all to death. But boy, woo, we're as foghorn and leghorn when you need them. I'm not even gonna talk about the obvious one. I'll talk about the skull. Skull on the table. One of the good brothers mentioned. I don't know. Was it you, David? I don't know. Someone mentioned the skull on the table for Skull and Bones. In that picture, that actually was a Native American skull. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know, but it's important to look at that. Why? Because it's an out of place artifact. Why are human beings murdering each other and happy enough to put it on the table? Why would you do such a thing? All right. Yeah, exactly, Lord. I said, boy, you're as dumb as a bag of bricks. All right. But, you know, details, lives matter. Always focus on the details. From there, we can go to the news. Because you know what? I didn't look at I saw like 2 things in news. I saw Saudi Arabia walking away from the dollar. And I said the dollar's not supposed to be there. That's an OOPArt on this planet anyways, murdering, killing people. And the Americans aren't supposed to have that much buying power over the planet to where they got slaves on every continent making their crap. So no, Saudi Arabia should leave the dollar. Everybody should dump the dollar and run from it. It'll force Americans to grow up. Prices will grow up. It'll force them to grow their own food, live sustainable, and stop being murdery bastards complicit with all the crap their government's up to. And the other thing was Julian Assange. Other than that, I haven't even looked at anything. We can look at it together if you like. That'd be fun. You want to die. Sometimes I'm just not interested in the news and what they're talking about. I have no interest in the fake world. I want to talk about the real world they never talk about. Let me go back. All right, go back to comments and we'll go from there. Yes, that was actually beautiful celebration for Brother Gown. Yes, it was. Yemen War Powers Act stopped the genocide. Ellen, yes, stop the genocide, but I'm not into the Stop the Genocide in Yemen Act. I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm interested in, Ellen? I'm interested because all the other wars would be OOPArts then, right? You still got a planet full of human beings with love in their heart, but they're only canceling one war. This is what I posted this weekend. I don't know if you saw it, Ellen. I was telling people, I was like, I don't really care that the Congress is trying to stop the war in Yemen. That actually means nothing to me. That is a gesture. It's a gesture to try to convince people that the war in Yemen is bad, but the wars everywhere else are good. I'm not okay with that. Like, I don't care about the Wars Powers Act to stop one war, and they got a dozen other wars. To me, that's not a sign of sentience anywhere in Congress. It's not a sign of sentience anywhere in the Senate. It's a sign of saying we're going to stop this one war because too many people know about it, and they're starting to think we're inhuman psychopaths, but we're going to keep the other wars going. So I'm not okay. I'm not interested at all. Like, I want to free our brothers and sisters in Yemen from this nonsense and the genocide that these psychopaths got them under. But they're playing games with us, and we got to be older than that. We got to be smarter and realize that no, and Trump is not stopping it. Stop it. Let's stop with this. Let's grow up. Let's grow up a little bit. Psychopath. You want to murder people? Something's wrong with you. You shouldn't be a leader anywhere. So no, Congress is not fighting Trump, and Trump is not fighting back Congress. They all agree with war. The same with Obama. They all agree with war. They all agree with murdering people and supporting people murdering people. So if you want to use the War Powers Act, you stop all 12 dozen of them wars. Or not 12 dozen wars or something. They need to stop all of them. That's when they'll get a clap from me. That's when they'll get a little bit of my time. Until then, they get none of my time. They're psychopathic killers. They get none of my support and none of my vote anywhere. Y'all can tag me till you're blue in the face and all your 2020s. I honestly don't care. They're killers. I don't care. They're killers. When they use the War Powers Act to stop murdering children and dropping buildings on them, okay, then we got something. So that's how I kind of feel on that. Let me see. It's a travesty what they have done to Assange. Eileen, it's a travesty of human rights. It is a travesty of any sort of sentient activity. It's evil, it's cold, it's manipulative, it's cowardly, it's all of that. If you did a war, you're wrong to begin with. Which, by the way, Saddam Hussein's granddaughter, she actually has an interview coming out on RT, either coming out or didn't come out. I did see a piece of that, only a few seconds. She wanted to explain the real story of what happened. First of all, the Iraq war was a criminal offense. It was a war crime to invade that nation and murder those people. Now, was it a crime for them to invade, who they invade? They invaded the country south of them. Don't come to mind. It was wrong for that to do, but two wrongs don't make a right. And we didn't go there, Kuwait. We didn't go there to free Kuwaits or Kuwaitis or babies and incubators, any of them lies. We didn't do nothing. And so she's telling the true story, but we need to look at that. Whenever her speech comes out, I'm gonna watch the whole thing. And all Assange did, right, Eileen, was tell people the truth. All he did was tell people the truth. All he did, he just started uncovering, saying, no, you need to stop thinking that these wars are for peace, and these wars are for democracy, and these wars are protecting the people. They're not. And he published the war crimes, and everybody, but not just Julian Assange, but the New York Times and all of them fell in, Washington Post, they all published WikiLeaks, but only Julian Assange is being trapped. People who run the Washington Post, they free. They're walking around, make a whole lot of money all over DC. Washington and the New York Times, they're walking all over, but they all posted it. But they're going after Assange. Why? Because he is a central focus of OOPArt discussion, right? He is a central point where whistleblowers are sending him information that these governments are all lying about, which is why they need to kill him, they need to murder him, or they need to make him go crazy in a building or a cell somewhere, because they got to keep people stupid and following along. Like, it's like Ty was saying not too long ago about why do people lie? Why do governments lie? Why do the leaders of all political parties lie to the people? Because the people believe the lies. They follow them. They're liable. They're naive and immature, and they're okay with being lied to. And that's why the government's lying. He is a central point, like WikiLeaks, in stopping governments from lying by letting the whistleblowers who work in the NSA and Marines and Army and MI6 and everything tell the truth. And it's a travesty. They're going to kill him because we're not getting behind him. We're not getting behind him. They're going to kill that man. Let me see. Oh, Lord, Tina, where you? I don't know how your mind goes there early. You talk about Macron and micropenis. That's a condition. I bet the big pharmaceutical industries, they got a pill for that. Let me see. I'm going to put my tent in the right spot. Send me the coordinates. All right, Brother Jonathan. Justin, I don't know. Let me see. You're going to put your tent in the right spot. Yeah, well, you know what? Spot, Justin, right. You're talking about the calamities and the planet flipping and doing what it always does every 6,000 years, murdering pretty much everybody on the surface, destroying all the buildings, and just leaving the Baalbeks and the massive stone foundations, and we'll build on top of those foundations because it's easier to build on a foundation than in dirt that's uneven. They're not going to tell us where to put a tent, brother. Justin, that's not for you. That's not, nope, they know you. You poor. I'm sorry, you like me. That information, those details are not for peasants. They are not for you, me, nor anybody that have billions of dollars in the bank. Where to build your house, put your tent, put your bunker so it won't be under 80 feet of water. That's not for us to know. That's for them to know, which is why part of why I think they keep all this stuff classified. If you have not read the document, as new people around, you need to read the Adam and Eve story released by the CIA. You need to release it. You need to know that only 20% of that story was actually released, but enough of it was released to get us to realize around the planet, we should not be fighting with each other. Poor people have nothing to fight about at all. We have no idea when the next calamity is coming. It could be today, it could be tomorrow when the planets flip and it takes half a day to do it. We all gonna die. It could be during our kids' generation, which is why it's so important to focus on priorities, to be able to critical think and not group think, and prioritize what the human race should be looking at and talking about. When they said it's just art, there's either boobies or peener. Well, Tina, like I said, we make art. We're human beings. We make art of the things that we love the most, the things that endure, that we focus on. So I think that's what that's all about. It must be a totally different time in the Rama's time. Right, Christine? And that's what I think. That's what I think. I don't think that the ancients were lying to us. I think when you look at the Sanskrit texts and you look at all of the cultures that actually were able to maintain history, you know, they maintained history for a reason. And it wasn't to create a religion. They maintained history so that we would know what happened, so we prevent it from happening again. But that's why they invented the word mythology. They invented the word mythology because we can't fathom how in the world they could have flying ships and make it to the moon in the previous time of the Ramas. How is that even possible that they could do that? Well, look at what we did in the last 50 years, last 100 years. And if the planet flips every 6,000 years and we get wiped out 11,000 years, we could accomplish far more than what even we can fathom. You find the most interesting videos, Gerard? Well, Eileen, I don't have a life, girl. I'm only interested in the real world. And I'm living my own life. I'm living a real life. I don't let the news drive me. I don't let mainstream media and what's important to them drive me. I look at what they think is important. I pick and choose what looks like they're obviously lying about, what they're making up, what the whistleblowers already said isn't true, and I move on from that. But there's a lot of great information out there, and that's what we need. Is we need more and more people to do research to go out there and find what is interesting, what is important. What's important is we all need to work together, or we're all gonna die. Look up statue with QR face. Statue with QR face, Brother David. What's that? Statue with QR face. We got something on statue. Statue with QR face. Let's see this. Statue with QR. What is QR? I'm hoping to find something interesting. I always like. Oh Lord, Brother David, what you doing, man? What are you doing? What you doing to me? What are you doing? You gonna send me down a rabbit hole? Here we go. Here we go. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but it does look like a QR code. Looks like something can be scanned. Looks like something informational. It looks like something we sent on the with the Voyager probe we sent out, and we use that today. See, I'm going to imagine that this was something that was found in ancient times, perhaps, that they created, and we try to make sense of it. Is it some sort of writing or something that could be scanned? It could be. I think we go back and we recall things that we did before. Uh-oh, came up on Metabunk. Somebody Metabunking something. Let's see, a photo of a statue. Not that I trust Metabunk. I don't trust none of these sites. I question everything, but let me see what they're saying about it. A photo of a statue with what looks like a QR code for a face has been making the rounds on social media, and some of the more imaginative people suggest that it's evidence of ancient aliens. Well, aliens are the easy answer, and I think a lot of people default to aliens. I think the answers are a lot simpler than that. I think the answers are just we don't know who came before us. I don't like to click on. I don't want to go to their site because Metabunk and what's the other one, the popular one that y'all all still believe. People keep still posting links from that. I don't like going to those sites. Those sites are owned by the CIA and other people who like to put nasty things on your machine. But the point of the matter is nobody knows what it says. I imagine. I think I saw something on this a long time ago. Ancient Mayan statue. Interesting. Could be a robot, could be anything. And you know what the funny thing is, David? So everybody will go off and they'll have their own theory. And to me, it doesn't really matter. Like, I like your theory. I want to know your theory. I want to know everybody's theories. But then drop it there, because we all agree on the same point after we look and we realize we don't know what it is. We want to know what it is. You know, people who convince you that they know, and I can guarantee you that they have no damn idea because we don't know what came before us. And there are people who convince you that it wasn't ancient aliens or it wasn't this. We don't know. We all have the same thing in common. Like we have the same solution in common. Like the CIA release story of Adam and Eve. It doesn't matter what you think. The point is that they're hiding it. They're hiding the real details behind it. Did they release part of it that would confuse us? Perhaps, possible. But we all have the same initiative. So like when you look at something, if your solution eradicates and it gets rid of or it neutralizes the reason why they would release disinformation, then you're on the right path. Then it doesn't really matter what your theory is. And so what I'm saying is every time I see this stuff, I say we need to know what's true. Governments can't have secrets. Archaeologists can't have secrets. We can't hold. Everything needs to be open source and public the minute they discover it. Then we don't have these problems. So it doesn't matter if it's like disinformation. You don't need your metabunks and debunks and all the bunks. We don't care nothing about that. What we care about is nobody should have any secrets that have power. If you have power, you can't have any secrets. And if you don't have any secrets, then whatever they're trying to use as information to lead you astray, it won't work. You know, so every time I see this stuff, I just simply say, no secrets, no secrets, no secrets. But it looks like an OOPArt to me. Look, it's out of place. Makes no sense. Nobody knows what the hell that is. Nothing new under the sun. No, Karina. No, I don't think there's anything new under the sun either. I think, and there's a scripture that says that. Doesn't the scripture say that somewhere? There is nothing new under the sun. We just keep redoing what we did probably in a previous, what they call them, Kali Yugas, a previous Yuga. You know, everything keeps getting reset. There's nothing new. We just keep going back and doing the same things we used to do. And we got to grow up past doing that. And the only way we do that is we stop having leaders. We stop having those who have power over us to keep secrets from us. When we do that, then we're the parents. Then we act like we're a parent coming home. We're a parent coming home looking at the floor saying there's OOPArts on the floor. It's broken pieces of the vase. What happened? We look at the steps. What happened? No, you don't get to have secrets. We treat the government like the child it is. That's what we need to do. Our lives are attached to politics. We can't ignore that. Right there. Exactly, Rebecca. We can't ignore it, which is why we got to look at it, but don't focus on it. Don't let it drive you. Like, live your authentic life. Live your day out the way you want to live it. Don't let them drive your day into conflict with other poor people. So we absolutely got to look at politics. Otherwise, we can't pull our friends out of it. We can't pull our family out of the fantasy. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tina. That thread. I know the thread was fun, Tina. Anytime people making fun of me, it's fun. I enjoy it. I think it's funny. I keep getting these okra posts. I think it's hilarious. I don't take myself seriously, so I'm not worried about that. Secrets should be illegal. Ooh, where's the public's legal group? We don't have one. No, we don't have one. Rebecca, you and I on the same page. Secrets should be illegal. If you got the power to murder people, you can't have no secrets. If you got the power to start a war, you can't have any secrets. If you got the power to genocide 85,000 children, You can't have any secrets. If you got the power to get conflict between the poor whites and poor blacks in a country, you can't have any secrets. Why? Because you're going to be up to something. If you have secrets, eventually that power is going to be used to abuse those people. Good example. Somebody robbed me this weekend. Somebody robbed me. Somebody stole $400 worth of stuff from me this weekend. I was actually I wasn't that upset. The kids were like, they looked at me, they were actually upset, I think, at first. I wasn't upset. I mean, I don't like being robbed. I don't like being stolen from, but I just look like, okay, that was supposed to happen. When you live in a country where the government's constantly stealing from the poorest people in the country, what do you think those people are going to do? They got to eat. They got to eat. Well, you got to go file a police report. Did I file a police report? No, I didn't. I told the police I didn't file a report. Why did I tell the police not file a report? Because I don't want anybody arrested. I don't want them looking for a poor person who has a government stealing from them. I want the police to go after the government. That's what I want. But when people are being starved, they're going to do whatever they got to do to eat. And that's just survival. I don't blame the lowest people on the totem pole for behavior that's driven from the top. That's stupid, you know? So yeah, I don't like stuff like that, but I get it. I get it. You know, people steal from you, and hopefully it's not something that you need, but that's where we live. This is the world we live in, and it's going to get worse until we start looking out for each other. That's one of the things my grandfather says. If somebody steals something from you, if you really needed it, take two. Take two. Because we got to have that level of love for each other, and we don't have that. We lost that some way on the path going down the yellow brick road to becoming sentient and developing more love for each other, not less love. We lost that. We lost that. We got to get it back. I did not catch that neither. What? Okay, Justin missed it. Let me see. Get down in the comments and we'll see if we want to. Y'all, we can go to news if you want. We can do what you want. I saw the photoshopped in the front. Okay, Susan saw it. A lot of people didn't see it, Susan. They started posting it. Yeah, skull and crossbones. Skull and bones. Details. Always look for the details. Always look in the cracks where they don't want you to look. Always pay attention. And look where they don't want you to look. See how they have the circle around Bush? You're not supposed to look at Bush. You're supposed to look at the black dude. Always look in the cracks. The only important things are always in the cracks, especially when your media is owned by the corporations that are owned by the 12 families that own you. Yes. Shiva rising again. Ooh, Mark, don't get me down that Shiva path. Shiva that lives under the mountain that went underground. Civilizations and Admiral Byrd, that's delicious stuff. Let me see. They already killed most of the people. Might as well quit. Well, and that's another point, Lori. So they've already taken back large swaths of Yemen. You know, so it doesn't really matter that they quit. They'll quit because it'll make people keep voting. It'll make people think that they're sentient. It'll make people think that they're human beings. It'll make people be proud to be in a political party while they're murdering people all on this continent in more than a dozen other wars, admittedly. Let alone the secret wars and things they're up to that you'll find out about if you actually talk to a lot of folks in the active duty military that work in places that aren't allowed to say anything. We murder people on every continent all over this planet every day. Mass shootings in schools are absolutely nothing compared to what these psychopathic killers are doing with our military. But they do these gestures and people, they fall in, they believe it. Oh, the Congress is fighting Trump. That's not what's happening. Not in the world I live in. That's why God says, be like our children. Hold on, Justin, you said something above that. I guess I got to put those two together. Hold on. But I believe what God is telling me lately, that we need to stop trying to change that we need to stop trying to change our ways, stop targeting the adults and start going for the children, because they are the future, and the adults, they are the future. The adults are set in their ways and don't want to change, but children don't care about skin color and money. I believe our future can be beautiful, and it will be if we get these kids to come together as one world love. Ooh, yes, Justin, man, I love what you just said. Exactly. And this is why I focus on children. That's all I care about. The adults are set in their ways and they're ignorant. They're just ignorant, but Yeah, I try not to say it, brother, in like a heinous way. I mean, because I was led astray and I was on that path too. People do what they're supposed to do. People are starved into being ignorant, like the people who stole from them. They're starved into doing dumb things, and we got to love them too. But we got to focus on children. We got to make sure that we give them the details that they need. We give them the skepticism of their governing bodies, the skepticism of their society and their money and where their jobs come from and what corporations do with the banks that are killing people. That's all we can do. And we always got to speak up for children being hurt around this world, anywhere they are, especially in any of these cowardly wars, so people back here can have a lifestyle that they like. They can drive cars that they want. South America is the new Middle East of the war games. Just won't be reported before it's too late once again. Well, right, Mark, and that's what they could be doing. They can be like focusing the war in Latin America. They could just be sending the troops right down there, preparing for the next destruction down there. And that's why our fight is not against the current war. Our fight is always against a principality. The fight is against you being complicit with a political party that's okay with murder. That's what the fight has to be. Because if we actually focus on the principality, then it doesn't matter if the war is in China or Russia or Latin America or Africa or the Middle East. It means that we've matured beyond violence and murder. And once we can mature beyond supporting leaders that are violent and they make solutions by killing people, then it doesn't really matter what war. Then we don't have to be selective like a Kamala Harris in which war is a good war, which murder is a good murder. Yeah, I said that. I said it. You can be mad at me if you want. I'm okay with that. I don't pull any punches when it comes to killing children, like Brother Justin said. I don't pull any. Y'all killing children, I'm not pulling any punches. Nope. There's no least of the evils. There's only evil. That's it. And that's an out-of-place artifact. It's an out-of-place artifact in a species that's supposed to be walking towards becoming sentient. A species that's supposed to be walking towards becoming mature. A species that's supposed to be walking towards love and anything decent. It has to walk away from killing children under rubble. It has to walk away from drone warfare. It has to walk away from using force and violence and numbers to try to not solve problems. That's what we have to do. Now the other journalists diss Julian and they lie about him. Yeah, they do, Lori, because they got that mortgage. They got the mortgage. They got the cars. They got the lifestyle. They got people following. So the journalists have all sold out Julian Assange. They turned his back on him like black people turn their back on Africa and America. They turned their back on him like Irish people turn their back on Ireland. They turn their back on people. Get out and they get a better life. They get a better lifestyle. They start making that money. They will sell you out in a minute. That's why money's evil. It's not the love of money. It's just money. Money does something to people. It just breaks them. It just ruins them. But those journalists, they've all turned their back on him. They talk about him like he's a crook and a criminal. And the only one who really speaks up really positive is Chris Hedges. Chris Hedges, he ain't pulling no punches. He's still just saying the truth, that the journalists are all sellout and they're just lying. But he is a true hero and he's a true warrior. He truly is trying to build a better future by giving the whistleblowers a venue for saying things that are unpopular yet true, the OOPArts that we need to solve problems, because people who don't have the data can't solve the problem, right? Like that's how I look at it, Lori. Like if we believe the lies and we're lost in a lie of a reality that's based in us taking embezzled blood money so we can have lifestyles, we don't have the information of where that money comes from, then we're okay with the war. We're okay with death and murder. But when you have an outlet for whistleblowers to allow information to go out so people who are still supporting politics can actually realize that there's no sentience in politics, then they can't make a good decision. You know, and that's why I think Assange is such an individual that's under so much fire, under target, because he stands for reality. He stands for letting reality out, letting truth out that the mainstream media will never promote. Christine said, I think the time is now. I think the time is now too. If not, how's that saying go? If not us, who? If not now, when? Well, not just yet. I got some retirement. No, people are dying for your retirement. I'm sorry. Not let somebody else do it. Oh, really? We're gonna kick the can down the road again? Let your children fix the world? That's what you want? You don't want to build a better world for your children? You want your children to fix the world that you broke so you could have a nice, cushy retirement. That's crazy. That's nuts to me. That's not love. That's not love at all. People will live towards a beautiful lie before they will admit what the ugly truth is. They will, Augustine, because it's ugly, and people don't like ugly. People don't like, they're Augustine, they're scared of ugly. They will put ugly under the mat and push it away and hide it and just pretend they don't see it. Like, you know what, Augustine, I was thinking about something this weekend, and I couldn't figure out a way to put in words. My posts go down in the spring, because I got work to do, and it's warm outside. I don't want to be inside. But I was thinking about, like, modern politics. Like, am I naive? Somebody answer this question for me. Am I naive if I think that politics is only recently broken? Has politics always been about selectively lying to other people, like pretending our side aren't killers, pretending our side aren't embracing pedophilia and starving people and genocide? You know, has politics always been about that? From the very beginning, has it always been about being a bigot? Because that's how I see politics, Augustine. I just see bigots A fighting bigots B. They have selective outrage. They're outraged about it when the other side does it. They're not outraged when their side does it. They pick and choose the rights. They'll give away the rights of the other side, but they want to protect and whine about their rights when the other side wants to get rid of their side. Like, I just see it as a selective, bigoted thing. Because people don't want to see the ugly in their own house. They don't want to see the ugly in their own marriage. They'll see it in yours quickly. They don't want to see the ugly in their own family, but they'll see it in yours. They don't want to see the ugly in their own political party. They don't want to clean up their house, but damn sure they know that you need some dust and you need dusting and vacuuming. They sure do know the Republicans got problems, but they won't change nothing on their side. And so we have this constant slide around the planet of evil getting eviler. Because people keep choosing the least of the evils, and evil knows that. Evil runs both sides, and the evil gets deeper and darker and darker and darker. So I agree with that. Recipes for okra, that's evil, Jonathan. No. Alien mischief, aliens, 5-dimensional beings, what's the difference? Right, exactly, Justin. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if it's aliens, ancient people, humans from the future coming back, God, Buddha, Allah, Shiva. It doesn't really matter. Like, they're all there's a basic understanding. We don't know the truth, and we should all be united on that, no matter what people think. We don't know the truth, and that's what we should all unite and not fight each other over that. Like, again, my example tends to be the flat earthers, because for some reason they like to explain things to me, and I just tell them, you don't actually have to explain anything to me. Like, I get it. I get it. I don't agree, but I get it. I agree with most of it. I agree with the fact that we're always being lied to, and let's fight about knowing the truth. Let's not fight about if the earth is flat or a donut or a trapezoid. Let's fight about the fact that we never know the truth. And so I don't have no interest in fighting with flat earthers, donut earthers, alien people, ancient archaeology, Christian, Buddhism. I don't care nothing about that. I just want to know the truth so I can actually make a good informed decision. Let me move down. I'm always high up in comments. We probably not going to look at the news today. Y'all ain't care, do you? See, look at that. See, Rebecca told y'all we need to look at politics every now and then so we can make good decisions. And y'all got some great comments going. We don't even want to look at the news today. I'm fine with that. Solomon said it. Yes, he did. Good morning, Ty. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Brother Al and Sharon. Sharon, you sent me a book. I got a book. Somebody sent me a book. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Sandy. I think you said you were going to send me a book. I like to read. I like audiobooks even better, but I like to read. Let me see. I'm very tired. Yes, Ty, you should be tired because you don't sleep. You don't sleep. That's why you're tired. You post videos at 4 a.m. I'd be tired too. I try to get my sleep at night, but I love okra pullovers. I'm sure you do, Tina, because you like people picking on you. You like to think it's funny. Good morning, Elizabeth. I made almost no money this weekend. Oh well, lots of laughter, had fun, sleep it off. Yes, Ty, but that just means that you're complicit with slavery and murder less. That's all. You just got less blood money, which is bad because you need money to eat, you need food to pay your bill, you need the things to pay your bills, which sucks. But the reality is, if you're okay, then you're all good. If you're living within your means, then you're all good. Like like for me, money, I only want to make enough money to put food in my belly, have a roof over my head, make sure my kids have the minimum things that they need, and anything above and beyond that, planning for the future excluded, I'm gonna give away. Like I don't have any interest in living like the kings and lords. I think that's evil. I think that's dirty and foul. My culture and my family has always been to be modest. Live within your means, not to be greedy. And this might be the first generation that I'm starting to see that even in my family, we got a lot of greedy bastards. We still got some good people, but there's something about the times have changed where we're adopting this colonization mentality to have far more, that it's okay for an adult to have far more than what they need to eat and live. And it's okay for adults to sleep in warm, cushy, nice beds, to have nice roofs over their house, while we got street kids in our country. We got kids literally in our country, in New York City, that live in the sewer system. To be clear, it's the subway system. And then there's a sub-subway system. We have children that sleep on rocks and dirts and have just bugs and slugs crawling all over them. But the adults, it's okay for them to have billions of dollars in the bank, hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. And I'm not saying give up your money. That's up to you. That's between you and wherever all of this leads. That's between you and your sleep. Me, I wouldn't be able to sleep well at night. If I had $100 million in the bank and people were starving, that's what I'm saying. This world is broken, but you make the money you can. Me, I'm always a bare minimum. I'd love to make a whole lot of money, but for me, they just end up killing me because I'd end up like rolling out some sort of a gross system that actually feeds poor people in the Appalachian Mountains and in the ghettos and the barrios, and I get in trouble for that. Because you know what? I do believe in free market capitalism, and I think free market capitalism can feed people, not only because it's the only mechanism we have, it's because what we have to do. We have to set up corporations that make money, make profit, because it's the system of our time feeding people. A corporation that makes profit, making houses cheaper for people. Corporations that make profit, bringing people free or cheaper natural medicines that help them to heal. And that's the system we have for right now, because most people aren't going to let go of the money. Most people love their bank accounts and they look the other way. They don't think money's evil. They think other people with money are evil. They think they're good. I love you, G. I have the same perspective on thieves. I just don't want to be injured during a theft. Exactly, Deborah. And that's why I tell people, just, you don't fight people who want to rob you. Don't fight them. Let it go. We can't replace you. We can replace everything you got. Trust me. Right now, we got the military-industrial complex in another nation for the Democrats and Republicans murdering people, getting resources so we can replace the crap that somebody's stealing. Don't get killed over no money or no things. And that's the same reason, Deborah, why I tell children, ignore your ignorant parents. When a person shows up with a gun called police, do what they say, because they're the same thing. They are debt collectors for Wall Street. They are collecting literally for Wall Street because Democrats and Republicans wrote the law that outlaw you having anything that they got. And they come for the poor people. That's what do what the people with the gun says. You can't replace these children. You can replace all that crap that they have, but they're coming to take you to prison. That's why I say, officer, I want to report a crime. Actually, officer, I call my local police. I want to report about 8,000 crimes. 8,000 international, domestic, and foreign crimes. From everything from embezzling of money, to murder, to democide, to rape, to pedophilia, to child sex trafficking, to child non-sex trafficking. All the legislation they wrote. Officer, I'd like to report a crime. I'd like to report 8,000 crimes. And a brother goes by the name of Mr. Street. Mr. Street. First name Wall. You can go lock him up. Go get him. Go get him. Biggest criminals on this planet. This is why we're not a part of the international criminal courts, because we are international and domestic criminals. All right, let me see. Very wise, Gerard. Wade to the eyes, the energy productively. Well, we can use energy productively. We just don't. We don't because we're foolish. We're naive and immature. We've lost that love and feeling. Yes, Tina, we have from the song. We lost the love and feeling because people like to feel money. That's why, Tina, we lost that love and feeling because the cars got a little too nice. The houses got air conditioning. They got a lot of space and room so the parents don't actually have to hear their children. you know? And so their children live in that wing, they live in this wing, the children go crazy because they have no parental figure around, so they get like a slave inside, like somebody to watch the kids, you know, that things got too nice. And so people lost that love and feeling because love is hard. Being a greedy bastard, that's easy. The cars got too nice, the watches got too nice, the laptops, the cell phones, all that stuff got too nice. So people lost that love and feeling. But they didn't lose it, they threw it away. They threw it away because that colonizer feeling feel better. They threw it away because that blood money looks better in an ATM statement. That's why. There's a story beginning 1900. Somebody stole the music player but forgot the music LPs. The owner put them outside. It would have been the bad installation without music. It would have been bad. It would have been too bad installation without music. I'm not familiar with that story, Christine. But I think if we're on the same concept of the page of, I don't know, does theft really even exist? Does theft exist? Do we really even own anything? Like, I have conflict with this whole concept of ownership. Is that a colonizer mindset? I mean, I was raised in America, and I think we're supposed to own things, but are we? Are we? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, does a bee own anything? Does a monkey own anything? Does a tiger own anything? Does a fox own anything? I mean, they've been getting along on this planet for a long time. The deer. You know, I'm not saying that we should live violently as they do with the predators and predators, but they have systems that work, and then no one owns ecosystems. And that's the challenge in my mind. Like, is somebody really stealing from you? I don't know. I don't know. That's something I have to think about. I know borders don't exist. I don't believe in borders, and I certainly don't believe in ownership beyond your means, especially when there's a lack. Like, I don't believe in world trade. I love the blocking trade deals everywhere. I don't think any should exist, because if you're trading something that people starve from in your nation, then you shouldn't be trading it. And, you know, so trade wars are just, you know, means for millionaires to become billionaires. And I think that it's a mistake. I don't think there should be any international trade. You missed that. Adults are not ignorant, kids are ignorant. We are conditioned, there's a difference. Children are not better than us. No, children aren't better than us, Ty, but children are no, I'm sorry, I gotta disagree with you. Children, I gotta disagree with you. Children are better than us. They are definitely better. They are so much, I had to disagree. Children are much better than us. Children can't even equate to a level of devastation and murder and theft and ignorant behavior and criminality. And I think children are born perfect. I had to disagree with that one. Because I think children are born with a clean slate, and we teach them how to dirty their slate up. We teach them how to be foul. We teach them how to lie. We teach them how to steal. We teach them how to compete against each other. We teach them the most horrible things. I think children are perfect now, but I think the way you're saying it now, if I'm not correct, correct me if I'm wrong. Children, though, aren't here to teach us from their mouths necessarily. They're not here to teach us from they can teach from their behavior and our observation of them. They are still ignorant in many things. Absolutely, like that. What's the kid's name that's going around teaching y'all that y'all praise and worship him anytime he talks about gun control? What's that boy's name? Hogg, David Hogg. He goes around teaching adults. You have comedians now. You have public speakers at the age, and this is what you're saying, Ty. At the age of 12 and 13, they're going around. They're preaching and teaching adults from an intellectual perspective. Now, I think children are born perfect. I think their behavior shows us a more righteous way to be. But as far as like one of them teaching, that's not supposed to be that. You're like, you know, I get that you see funny things in your parents and you're a 14-year-old comedian, a 21-year-old comedian, you say funny things, but I don't expect that you actually know anything about relationships and marriage. I think that's what you're saying. So no, they're not better than us. Everybody's equal. There's no community, because that's an ism. Maybe this is where Ty's going with that. That's an ism within itself, that, oh, we're supposed to shut up when children speak. No, they're not supposed to. No, you're not supposed to shut up. Nobody's better than anybody else necessarily. Everybody's equal. Everybody's the same. And y'all talking about David Hogg, Boss Hogg? Yeah, I can't see the bottom of the comments. I'm not interested in what David Hogg has to say about gun control. Right? And this is what I think you're saying, Ty. I'm not interested in what David Hogg has to say about it. Not at all. At all. I don't want to hear nothing. Like, I want to hear, was he there? I care about your perspective if you're there. I care about your perspective if you know people who were shot and killed. But for me, I use my more experienced, well-rounded information about the world and politics and how children are being played by political parties so they can murder other people selectively and apply that. So I say, yeah, I get that you don't like mass shootings. That's why we should not have Democrats and Republicans sending weapons around the war to stage mass shootings that people are less empathetic and can be indifferent to, because they don't know and get to cry about those people. So the whole David Hogg thing, I'm not interested in gun control. I'm not at all. I've said it a million times. I have no interest in poor people being disarmed. Poor people need to be armed because they need to eat and they need water and they need a house. I'm more fearful of government with weapons and military industrial complexes and tanks than I am of poor people with a few pistols. All right, let me get down. I'm way up in comments. I'm always way up in comments. Good morning, Brother Kelly. Hello, what have I been saying? Murder is murder. Exactly, Kelly. There is no difference in murder. They like to talk about how some murders are good and some murder. They won't talk about it, and it's okay. Mortgages, yep. And that's where the word comes from. Death. Mortgage, the death, till death. It's an enslavement. It's just like a shackle. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Janice. Must embed it or else. News world order. Yeah, it's a news world order, Mark. That's why I only look at it and I kind of walk away. Assange and WikiLeaks has been compromised as expected. Everything is, Ty. Absolutely. That's why you can't have a blind following for anything. Everything will get taken. Everything is controlled. The minute you have a blind following, they'll screw it up. Like, good example, Christianity. The minute you have a blind following and the Bible is the unaltered word of God, even though Moses translated the Naga scripts incorrectly, once you have a blind following for that and people are willing to break all 10 commandments for their political party, when you have a blind following, it gets taken over. WikiLeaks got a blind following and then they'll break it. I think there's still a lot of truthful things coming out, but I think everything, it has to be taken with a grain of salt. Because if it's powerful and it controls your intellect with shackles, then it's going to be taken over. It's going to be co-opted. Wars is obscene, killing for corporate profit. Yes, Victoria, all wars is obscene and it's all for corporate profit. It's all, how's that saying go, Victoria? All wars are about rich men making profit and young people dying or something like that. All young people killing each other and old rich men making money. Power to the peacemongers. Amen. All right, now's the time. Yes, Victoria. Season for seeds. Yep, it is a season, Brother Mark. Now's the time people should be planting. What excuses will we give our great-grandkids about why we didn't fight for the future? Just wondering. I don't think they have any, Victoria. That's why I think that the future, the kids are going to look back at their grandparents today. All the social media posts, it's all going to be there. Because, you know, we got those... You got those data mining bots that are taking all the data in. They say they're storing all the data from the internet. All your comments, all your posts, all the ignorant things you say, all of that. And they're building this artificial reality and they're like trying to figure out how to remake people and eventually use all that data to make a new version of you or another version of you after you die. Predictive analysis and software. So what do I think the future will look like? I think in the future the grandkids will like press a button and grandpa will pop up. It'll pop up. And they're like, yeah, what did grandpa think about this? You know, and they'll be able to actually talk with grandpa and it'll answer questions based on all of the data that you put out into the universe, everything they've taken off your smartphone, everything that is everywhere. And I think that the kids are going to look back at their parents, like their grandparents, like they're Nazis. I think the kids are going to look back and just think that grandpa was so stupid. Like great grandma was so dumb. Why was great grandma okay with them murdering people? What was wrong with her? Was she mentally ill? Like, I really think that's how the grandkids are going to look back. All the lies, we love them. Sweet lies, like the father who never left the ice cream we never got. Oh, like a warm blanket, all fresh out the dryer. Yeah, well, we like to believe the lies, not just the parents, but of each other, our political parties, and people who look like us. It's okay when they lie. We forgive them and we keep going back. Like you said a long time ago, Ty, why do people lie? Because there are consequences for the truth. That's why political parties lie. That's why everybody lies. There are consequences for the truth. And there are good things when the truth comes out. They don't want those good things. They want to control where the chips fall, so they lie. Too busy watching TV, I guess. I don't know, Victoria. I don't know where we're going with that. Let me move down the comments. I'm way up. Look for some new people in the house. For me, the truth is ugly. The hashtag truth, ugly or beautiful, it's absolutely delicious. Just give me the truth. Yes, Maria, because it allows you to make good decisions. When you know the truth, you can make a good decision. When you're lied to, your decision ain't your decision. It's somebody else's decision. They fed you the information and you made a decision based on what they wanted to feed you. And that's why they fed you selective information so you'd make that decision. Maria, you want to be free. I want you to be free too. The planet needs to be free. Good morning, brother Adrian. Our problems of ignorance, conditioning by elites, apathy towards wars, and on. All the reality just boils down to psycho-spiritual infantility, a willful unwillingness to accept what's real. Yes, and then at that point, Jonathan, reality is scary. They can't even look at it. They don't want to look at it. They're so fearful that they've been lied to, that their whole life is based in just lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. We're the only country who pays to have propaganda pumped into our homes. Proof we must be crazy. Yes, Victoria, well, we are crazy, and they're still cheering it. After the Propaganda Act, you would think people would have figured it out. They didn't figure it out. They're still going for it. Good morning, Deanna. Let me see. You sound like the Romper Room lady. I remember Romper Room. Let me see. Definitely news. Yeah, TFN. That's why I like Ty just drops the raw news, and is a great entertainer for it. True, I don't like this. No, you don't. Let me see. We would have ribbed your G if we didn't love you. Right, we wouldn't. Exactly, and that's the whole point. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. You got to be able to have fun. And I like that you give a damn enough to make some jokes. To me, it's fun. But I think I make better jokes about myself. I see the stupid things. I see the stupid things I do every day. Yes, Maria. Fat cats, they absolutely are. Good morning, Tally. Good morning, Eckham. Let me see. I don't need money. I just want a cute outfit on a beach, a whiskey and a Coke, and hot boys and skimpy swimsuits. And Ty, you should have that. You should have that. Like, that's your right. Well, not the skimpy boys and the outfit part. If they want to be there, yeah. You should have no slaves dancing around you. But you should have that. Like, if that's what makes you happy, that's what you need. You were born on this planet, and that is your right to have those things, I think. Let me see. YouTube is pretty quiet today. I keep looking over. I don't see much going on over there. Phyllis and the rest of y'all. Everyone came from the communities where we barter and trade and share. And we got to get back to that, Victoria. Money needs to go away. 911, what's your emergency? Yes, I'd like to report a crime. Get him, Jonathan. Tell him the truth. Tell on him, Jonathan. Tell on him. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell on that unfederal reserve. Like, well, I think I posted something, Jonathan, this week. I was talking about the unfederal reserve. Someone posted back, said, yeah, they're unfederal. There ain't nothing reserve about them. That's like, you're right. I got to change what I call them. They're not just the unfederal reserve. They're actually like the unfederal excretion, the unfederal extraction, the unfederal looting of a nation. Like, that's the purpose. We don't call them what they really, really are. 911, what's your emergency? I'd like to report a crime. The unfederal siphon looting the nation, and all the political parties who are okay with the children becoming slaves to pay it back. Like, another thing, I did see something. We're going to forgive somebody's debt. Yeah, the Assange thing. That's what it was about. They're going to forgive, what is his name? Medina, something like that. I forgot the president's name, the Lord's name, the leader's name, their picked leader. They're going to forgive his debts. And that's why they're going to release Assange, or they're planning, they won't confirm or deny, but it was about freeing them of their debts. Think about this. We will release an entire nation from its dets. Your political party, they're doing this right now. Your government. They're going to release an entire nation from its debts, but they won't release your children. They can release the nation from their debt to get Julian Assange, but guess who's going to pay for that? Somebody always pays for something. Your children. Think about that. Think about them being on your side. Nationwide is on your side. Think about them being on your side. They literally are going to release another nation to get Julian Assange because Julian was trying to tell you the truth, and they will make your children pay for it outside of the $21 trillion they're not even looking for, the Pentagon loss, and they're going to pile more debt on your kids and your grandkids. Everyone, all of them all together. That's, yeah, it boggles the mind. Boggles the mind. Boggles the mind. That's why I laugh, because it's so ridiculous. You can't help but not laugh. It's so ridiculous. Free energy is the same as planting seeds. To complex for many today. It is, Brother Mark. Food has always been free. Food is free now. Food is free tomorrow. Food has always been free from the beginning of time. That's why they took everybody's land so they couldn't grow their own food. To get them to act stupid like this. To make them indifferent. To get them away from love. To get them away from stop being a community. Good morning, Megs. For a toy, George Carlin, right, Victoria? They do them for toys. It's all toys. All the houses, the cars, all that crap, the extra stuff they don't need, all toys. And people, they'd fight their friends for toys as kids, and now they'll fight nation to nation for toys. That's why OOPArts matter. Oops. Oops. OOPArts matter. OOPArts matter. Look for OOPArts everywhere where it makes no sense, where something that just doesn't fit in. 9 times out of 10, it's not because it doesn't fit on accidents. It doesn't fit in because somebody's holding information from you. Somebody's lying to you. Looking for love in all the wrong pages. Isn't that about right, Maria? Nick and putting that. Who sung that? Eddie Murphy? From Saturday Night Live, he sung it the right way. But we Nick and putting up in all the wrong pages. Nick and putting up. They're Nick and putting up in the Democrats, and Nick and putting up in the Republicans, and Nick and putting up in the Federal Reserve, and Nick and putting up in the police state, and Nick and putting up in the war state, and Nick and putting up at CVS and Walgreens and big pharmaceutical industry, Nick and putting up in a chemist called Doctor, Nick and putting up. Where's we Nick and putting up? We Nick and putting up in the pesticide and chemical companies giving everybody cancer. Damn it, we Nick and putting up in 5G and 6G. We Nick and putting up in colonization and Nook and Panub and genocide of 85,000 children in Yemen. Nook and Panub in all the warm places. Nook and Panub. Oh, thank you for that, Maria. Thank you for that little nugget. I just felt like singing. You didn't hit it. Jeannie, good morning. Good morning. Yes, the coffee is up. Isn't it private party is core to colonialism? Ooh, isn't it private property is core to colonialism? Yeah, that makes sense, Rebecca. That kind of makes sense, because if you can own something, then it makes sense to steal it. If nobody owns anything, there really is nothing to steal. There's no reason to kill people. There's no reason to murder people. I think ownership it's central to the core of colonialism. Like, there's something having to do with that. Like, a nation that owns these things is like a homeowner that owns these things. There's something about owning. It's psychopathic. But I think this is why, Rebecca, this is why the aliens melt our core every 6,000 years. I kind of like this theory. I don't know. Y'all might not go with it. I got geologists as friends. I kind of like this. I like the theory the aliens come back and gave us 6,000 years or so, and they're looking at us like, oh, damn it. They ain't figured it out yet. They're still killing each other. They don't know what love is, and they just shoot a beam through the planet. Y'all ever hear about Mel's Hole? Y'all should look at Mel's Hole. Great conspiracy theory. I loved it. But the holes all over the planet they find, it looked like somebody shot a beam into the core of the planet, like aliens come back and they just shoot lasers into the planet, melt the core, so that wobble that we have where the poles are constantly trying to pull down towards the equator. After the core melts, it can slide, and it slides around. It could be geology, just could be how the planet works and how it resets and goes back, or it could be aliens like they ain't figured it out yet. Wipe them clean and restart it. See, I don't believe that all the scriptures are wrong, and I think that a lot of the scriptures make sense. I think that God gets upset. God comes back, whatever that thing is, or the little g gods, and they give us commandments. It's how you live, it's how you grow up. This is the only way we're going to let you off that planet. It's the only way we're going to let y'all survive, or we're going to take some white out, and we're going to wipe you out. We're going to take the eraser and we're going to start all over. We're going to start the experiment all over and see if we can make a sentient creature that's not okay with colonialism and killing each other. There are many ways. Let me see. There may come a day when our self-imposed blindness to the truth returns with a vengeance. The weight of those lies can become crippling. Yeah, it can, Augustine. It can, and hopefully there does come a day where our self-imposed blindness to the truth returns with a vengeance. We need a vengeance. We need a vengeance of love, though. We need a vengeance of empathy. We need a vengeance. We need something that can fix and conflicts with hearts that are ice and cold for certain other communities and other nations and other religions and other isms. And hopefully it does come back with a vengeance. Hopefully love comes back with a vengeance and we get rid of this apathy, popular apathy. Humans are much more violent than any other animal. We are the worst predators. Maria, we are horrible. We are. But I think we're capable of such great, phenomenal things. And I think that's why we have a core of love and we have the ability for neurons and dendrite connections to set up and hearts that feel, if that's where feeling comes from. Like, we are capable of so much more, so much more. But we have this fear and we become the worst predator because we're so scared. We're so scared of other people and the unknown. Good morning, Amy. Every generation should be evolving, getting better. At this point, we are devolving. We are Victoria, and we should keep pushing towards becoming better. Depends on how that child gets raised. Yes, yeah, it does, Maria. Raising does matter. Rearing matters. That's what I'm saying. When I say children are perfect, they're born perfect. And there's no, like, they talk about autism and they talk about all these conditions and everything. The human body actually flips genes through epigenetics and the mother passes on information. And we don't understand what autism is. We don't understand what these conditions are, but our bodies are perfect and they make perfect things based on the environments. It's our environment that's sick, right? It's the environment and the chemicals that cause epigenetic flips that change the DNA in the next generation that give ailments we don't understand. Right? It's the environments like the environments that kids are raised in. When we give kids violent environments, we make them warriors, then they're supposed to join the Bloods. They're supposed to become Crips. They're supposed to join the East Side 40s. They're supposed to become, who are the groups y'all scared of now? MS-13s. They're supposed to be skinheads and white nationalists. They're supposed to do that. They're supposed to become Nazis. When you raise a child and you show them violence and colonialism is the way on a local level, that's exactly what they're going to do. When you raise a child and show them that you are willing to starve them to death so you can have a retirement and keep all that money in your account, you're willing to sleep on a warm bed in a big, massive McMansion of a mansion, you're supposed to eventually pick up a gun and learn how to get what they had no education means of getting. I thought all that's supposed to happen. It's definitely rearing. Children like Hogg who are conditioned are definitely a problem. In 1984, the children were demons. Well, you know what? But see, the thing, my thing with Jonathan, I'm not against Hogg. I think Hogg became what he's supposed to be. We are the problem. We're the adults that cheer the nonsense. And so even in his case, we showed him that talking down to adults or standing up for a nation that's murdering people all over this planet, staging a mass shooting every couple seconds is okay, but a mass shooting in our country is not, right? Like we show these kids being an ism, being bigoted, being indifferent and apathetic, using our privilege and our supremacy in any ways we want against other people is okay. And so we make David Hogg because the system is broken, you know? So I don't like, focus on any one individual. I like to look at the system, like the system. And this is what I was saying about, I shot the oligarchs, but I didn't shoot David Hogg. Shoot the oligarchs. Don't shoot the police. Don't shoot the political parties. All of these things are a part of a system and they go the way they're supposed to. The nations and the nationalism and the tribalism and the gangs and the religions and all of this, the leaders, they all become survivors in a sick system. It's always the system that we gotta fix. It's always the system. Always the system. That's why Bob said he shot the oligarchs. That's why Bob said when they asked him in that interview, I keep referring back to, they asked Bob Marley, said, who did this to your people? Black people? White people? Bob said very clearly in his own tongue, which is why they killed him, because he knew what he was doing, and that CIA whistleblower on his deathbed confessed that they murdered Bob Marley. He said, the system did this to my people. White people did not do this to my people. The system. Black people did not do this to my people. The system. Why? Because when you reverse a person's fur color and you put them in the same circumstance, they're gonna do the same thing. Skin color doesn't mean anything. It means as much as fur color does. We need to grow up and stop acting like wild damn animals. Listen to Bob Marley. We're being systematically dumbed down. Yes, we are, Victoria, because dumb is profitable. Let me see. I'm way up in comments. Let me get down. Get down. I thought I was gonna go to the news this morning. I guess we're not. The truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. If it's true, it will, Victoria. I think in a world where there's so much death and murder, the truth, if it's true, it's going to piss you off. It's going to piss you off to know that these steps were melted by, let me get my big head out the way. It's going to piss you off to know that these steps were made by a technology your government doesn't want to share with you. They want to find it and whatever, or better, it's probably not even the government. It's whoever owns the government. Whoever bought the U.S. government, they don't want to share it with nobody. They want to find it, and they're willing to lie to you about everything on this planet, from religion to everything else, and they won't rock the boat as long as you're shooting down the wrong path. When you start firing straight and you start asking real questions about OOPArts, things that don't belong, things that shouldn't belong on our planet, that's when they're coming for you. That's when they'll silence you. That's when they'll take your Adam and Eve story and classify it. That's when they'll take a Julian Assange and lock him in an embassy. That's when they'll take a Chris Hedges and never put him on mainstream TV ever again. When you say what's true, that's when they deal with you. That's when they'll deal with a Bob Marley and give him foot cancer because he's talking about loving everybody all over this planet. And he comes from a European and an African family. That's when they'll kill a Martin Luther King, when he starts talking the world over. Stop being apathetically only focusing on privilege in the United States and certain racial communities, but focus on everybody, loving them white children and loving kids in Vietnam and stopping the war. When you say what's true, that's when they're going to get you. When you come after their base, if you're wrong as the day is long, they don't give two damns about what you say. Absolutely. Yep, that's the only reason. Lies happen because there are consequences for telling the truth. That's it. We shoot the messenger. We do, Ty, because the messenger is easy to shoot. Isn't it? Y'all admit it. Everybody admit it. Shooting the messenger easy, isn't it? Isn't it? Being cowards, shooting skinheads, that's easy. Shooting the white knives, that's easy. Shooting poor blacks in the ghetto, that's easy, isn't it? Isn't it, police? Isn't it? Isn't it? Wall Street, isn't shooting poor people coming towards the border, that's easy. You know, because you go after what's easy. Shooting people in Palestine, that's easy. Fixing the system, oh no, that's for warrior. We can't be no warriors. Oh no, we can't go after the system. We can't go after the real power. We can be cowardly and go after the messenger. We can go after the side effect, the poverty and ghettos and burials and trailer parks all day long. We can blame them, go after them, but damn it, we ain't going after that system. You know why, Ty? Because that system shoot back. You know why, Ty? Because you better come correct if you go for them oligarchs. You better come correct if you go for the banks. You actually find the real problems on this planet, you better come correct. But poor people, they can't defend themselves, so it's easy to go after them. It's always easy to go after them. You can't go after the real problems, so we'll shoot that messenger because it's easy, because we're cowards. Good morning. Deborah came back, Terry, Cheryl, Brother Mark. Let me get that. I'm way up in comments. I actually want to get, oh my goodness. That's why I can't even get to the news no more. Y'all got all kind of great stuff going on. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Ron. Let me see. System was broken. It never was, system was broken. It was designed that way. I agree with you, Victoria. I agree. I don't think the system broke. And that's interesting, Victoria, you say it that way, because people who still cheer politics, they're trying to fix something. But when you say stuff like that, it takes away the reason to fix it. It takes away the philosophy of being a fixer, because there's nothing to fix. The system was designed to be this way. It was designed to lie to us. It was designed for people to have no power. You know, and the funny thing is, when you think about it that way, the system was designed to turn everybody against each other and divide and conquer and keep everybody down. Then you know there's nothing to fix. that it's made this way, and that they have attempts, they can solve any attempt you make to fix it. So we don't need to fix anything if we know it was designed to work this way. The only thing we need to do is change the system. We need a paradigm shift. I appreciate the way you say it. Absolutely. All right, let me get down way up in comments. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Lori. Where will the USA nuke next? I'm starting to think it will happen in South America. If we can't have it, nobody will. China was giving out free credit plans to these countries. Right, the Fed and IMF is not having it. Nope, they're not. Just something to think about. The news won't say. Well, right, Mark, because they always want us looking the other way. I totally agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. To answer the question, where will the USA nuke next? Wherever Americans are okay with. Same thing about colonization and war. Syria, Syria, or what was it? Gaddafi and Libya and Saddam Hussein. And if I think I already said that. Saddam Hussein's granddaughter posted a video, did an interview. We all need to watch that and listen to what she has to say. Always listen to the other side. She wants to tell the truth, as well as she wants to tell the truth about her people. Keeping in mind she is an elite, or she used to be, so just chew on that for a minute. But we need to listen. And so where will we nuke next? The same place we'll invade next. The same place we'll genocide next. Anywhere Americans are okay with. Where will Britain bomb next? Anywhere the British people are okay with. Where will China invade? Well, China didn't invade. They kind of invade economically with debt now. They learn from economic hitmen how to. That's where we'll do it. Anywhere that people are indifferent to, that's where they'll go. That's why they make demons everywhere they go. Obama said it's good to invade people, it's nutritious and delicious to start a war. People will go with it because they love people who love that identity Obama. When Trump says it, people love it because they love that identity Trump instead of fixing the system. Good morning, Olga. Let me say, today is Israel's election. Meanwhile, the IDF put Palestinians on lockdown. They can't even go to work. Oh, it's interesting, Deborah. So can they have a chance to vote out Netanyahu? I want to know that. Netanyahu is a criminal. He is a man in defiance of God. He needs to go away. Hopefully they will vote him out and put somebody in with some level of sentient that has some respect for human life somewhere. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Brother John. Good morning, Chris. See a lot of new people this morning. Let me see. Y'all must be sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I think these are the conversations we need to have. Certainly appreciate the new people. New people, we don't fight each other, just to let you know. We're here to solve problems. And the only way you solve problems is you listen to everybody. It's called a democracy, where you let everybody talk. And the people you let talk the most are the people who are the most different from you. All right, let me see. I have 27 tabs open right now. Anyone else have so many? I have so many articles and videos to watch. I get so behind. Man, oh man. I know, because there's so much truth, Deborah. So much out there. I'm like you. I am. I have so many videos. I'm so behind. I have so many things I need to watch and focus on. This is why we work as a collective. And you share it. Sometimes I'll share videos and books I didn't get a chance to read yet, because I'm hoping somebody else will read it or watch it and like come back to me and give me a summary, some cliff notes or something. There's so much to learn. There's so much happening in so many different places. It's impossible to do alone. The system isn't corrupted, it's designed. Yes, Ty, we need to keep saying it. We need to keep saying it. We need to teach the stifled to step into their power and speak truth. People are too comfortable staying in their smallness. They are, Sharon. They are, because people like shiny toys. They like shiny things. And they're very comfortable. It's very comfortable not admitting what money is. It's very comfortable looking the other way, and we got to make it more uncomfortable. That's why I try to do this, Sharon, every day. I got stuff to do. I need to go right now, Sharon. I should have left a minute ago. I'm still here, but that's the only reason why I do this. I don't get paid to do this. I do it because it seems like it wakes a few people up, and that's the biggest thing I can do to wake people up, is get here and run my mouth. And that's what you should be doing too. Everybody should be posting the truthful things. When it's uncomfortable in that spot, that's when people move to another spot. The same way the mainstream media news does it, right? They make it comfortable to be a sellout. They make it comfortable to be apathetic. They make it comfortable to support criminality. They make it comfortable. And so people go that direction. We need to be our own media to the people around us, and we need to make it uncomfortable for them. Like my family, for the most part, they don't mention Obama around me. They don't do it. They don't mention Democrats, Republicans. Every now and then they might try to figure out the Trump thing. But they don't mention nothing around me because I'll make it uncomfortable in a minute. I'll make it uncomfortable in front of your children. I'll make it uncomfortable in front of my mama. I'll make it uncomfortable in front of your stepson, your in-laws. I'll make it uncomfortable in front of your friends. I'll say to them in a minute, do you still go to church on Sunday? Yeah. And why are you still talking about Obama? Isn't he a killer? You still go to, why you go to church? Is that a Bible in your hand? Why are you even reading that? Why are you messing around? You know it says in there, thou shalt not kill. Why are you still supporting that? Huh? You know it says about gluttony? How big is your house? You know you got a McMansion. You know there are children that live in sewer tunnels in your country. I make it uncomfortable, Sharon. I'm not. I don't get invited to parties, Sharon. They get invited like, oh Lord, is he coming? Thanksgiving, oh hell no. They get the hell away from the table when I'm there. You can say anything you want. We can talk about turkey. Then we can talk about some beets and okra. We can talk about organic growing. We can talk about anything you want. But I'm not going to let you bring your apathetic, murderous politics in front of me. Because why my kids are here. And I'm not going to have you talking your killer nice talk in front of them. I'm not going to have you cheering war criminals like they're decent people. I'm not going to have you promoting the 2020 in front of my babies that are murdering people and taking money, Bernie Sanders and Kamala and all of them. I'm not going to have you, Ocasio, and all of you people with dual citizenship with Israel, yet you're sitting in the American government completely treasonous, killing people. You ain't going to do that in front of my babies. I'm going to say, I'm going to let you be comfortable and eat your beets and turkey alone. Hell no. All right, I'm sorry. Sharon, you hit a note and it just kind of came out. I'm sorry. No, I ain't going to let you be comfortable around me. Don't invite me to the party. Don't come to Thanksgiving with me. Don't start the conversation. Don't start none. Won't be none. You want to live a comfortable, apathetic life murdering people, then you can do that. But I don't let people get comfortable around me. You can say anything you want. You can hang up on me if you want to. People hang up on me all the time, Sharon. They hang up. They hang up, and I'm okay with that. I used to get offended, Sharon. I used to get offended when people hang up on me, like, click up. To me, now, you know, when people hang up on me, you know what it means to me? It means I said something you understood. That's what it means. When you get upset and walk away, I said something you understood. You ain't like it. It tastes good, huh? Tastes like okra on your tip. I'm like okra, Sharon. I am an okra to everybody. I do my best. If you're apathetic, if you ain't like a human being, you're not in the human race, oh, I'm gonna put some okra on your tongue. I'm gonna make you make that face. You know how you give kids their first okra, that oh. That's how I know my job is. All right, I'm done with that, Sharon. I'm sorry, you hit a note. When people get upset, that's how I know I said something that's important. They come on the thread, start yelling and stuff. I don't even say nothing anymore. I can leave it alone now because my friends, they jump in there and that's the end of it. I don't even say nothing anymore. They start posting links. That's how you know. That's how you know. When your phone stops ringing less, that's how you know you are fighting the bull shizzle that runs this planet. People, they don't want you around no more. They want to live their apathetic life because they're a little higher on the plantation. They get to make the Kool-Aid for massa. They get to sit on the porch. They're a doctor, a dentist. They're some sort of a manager like I used to be, an IT manager. They're making a little money. They're in finance. They don't want to hear that all that money comes from killing. They want to turn the music up loud when they ride in that Benz. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I'm sorry, Sharon. You hear something on that. There's a difference between people who talk and people who do. But when you make things uncomfortable, that's when good things happen. You know what? I got an example. I'm going to say one more thing on that one, Sharon, which is I do believe in God. I'm going to tell y'all all day long, I believe in God. I do. I don't believe I know what he is. It is it. Not he, it. Okay? God could be a woman just as anything. I don't know anything. And I'm not going to force my belief on you because my belief is called a belief. It means it's not for you, it's for me. My belief is based on my understanding and everything I've learned on this planet since I was born. What I got from scripture and science and quantum physics and microbiology and all my crazy friends. That's what I believe, and it forms my belief system. My belief system at the age of 44 is not what it was when I was 4. When I was 4 and 14, my belief system was whatever my daddy handed me, whatever my mommy handed me. I'm not that person no more. I'm a grown adult. My belief system is based on everything I see. So here's my example. I've noticed in my life, in an example, when I get out of a certain situation, it's because it didn't feel good no more. That's when I changed. When I left a job, it didn't feel good. When I left a career, it didn't feel good. When I got out of a party, when I went to a concert and I saw the police coming, I knew it's time for me to go. It didn't feel good. I felt something was about to happen. I left. I think God drives that. I think when it's time for you to move on in your life and move to a different level, leave a job, I think God will let that person join that doesn't like your race, that doesn't like your religion, that gives you a hard time, that hatchets you in the back every meet, that raises your stress levels. Because I think God drives you away from places you're not supposed to be. Not supposed to be. Oh, you know what? I was going to show something I didn't even show it. But not supposed to be there. When you have things, when you're not supposed to be there, I think it's made uncomfortable. And I think that you're supposed to mimic that as a creature, I think, that has God inside. Which is, you're supposed to make people you love feel uncomfortable when they say things they should not be comfortable with. Sharon, you just did 20 minutes. Thank you. You just took up 20 minutes of the thing. Just sister posting deep stuff. When things aren't supposed to be there, you're supposed to say something. You're supposed to make them uncomfortable. Hang on, let me tell you. I'm gonna show you. Y'all remember her? Where my girl at? I forgot her name. When things ain't supposed, when you run into a OOPArt, and this is why this is about OOPArts. Oops. Oops. OOPArts. When things are there not supposed to be there, you're supposed to tell. You gotta tell on people. When black people at the barbecue and they not be supposed to be barbecuing around no lake in your township, you're supposed to tell on them. When you see something and your brother got some cookies or something, not supposed to have it, you're supposed to tell on them. When your friends and family are part of killer groups, you're supposed to tell on them. That's what you're supposed to do. I forgot this little girl name. I love her to death. When some melted steps are in a pyramid or in a temple, then the temple was built on top of the melted steps foundation because the planet keeps getting destroyed every 6,000 years. You're supposed to make people uncomfortable and tell them. That's why I'm not on climate change no more. I'm not. I've learned my belief system has evolved out of climate change. Climate change denier, attackers, come on and attack me. Let's fight. I'm ready. I don't care about climate change. No, I don't. I don't care about your climate because the planet's about to flip. We have enough ancient archaeology, knowledge, religion, and CIA declassified documents and whistleblowers to say you don't have to worry about climate change no more. You need to worry about the planet's core flipping and murdering everybody. That's the only thing that we know is coming. Climate change might happen. CO2 might be a bad thing. Maybe the oligarchs might be behind it, but I don't care because something else is definitely coming to murder your entire human race. And that is something we can do something about. That is something we can change things. If you believe in climate change, I'm fine with that. You believe whatever you want to believe, just like flat earth. Are we doing something to change? Are we preparing for it? Can you stop climate change? If you think you can stop it, you are the dumbest day is long. Nature can stop it. You can't stop it. You're a 98% monkey. We just aren't that smart yet. Can you slow it? Hell no. No. Can you stop the planet from flipping? No. The only thing we can do is agree we prepare for it. That's it. That's it. Bad times are coming. We're either preparing for the bad times, for the continuity of the human race on our planet and the other species and the ecosystems or not. Ooh, we're either building arcs or we're not. We're either telling on people or we're not. And that's the purpose of the ark. We need ark mentalities. We need Noah. Well, that's not his name. What's his name? His original name? Because it's not, I forgot Noah's original name. I think I posted it the other day. Noah's original name. What was his name before Moses gave him a different name? And going back, because he was with Gilgamesh, or Gilgamesh was a different flood, whatever. Preparing for climate change, preparing, not arguing about it, preparing the human race for climate change is the same thing as preparing the human race for cataclysms that always come. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about your climate change. There's no reason to care about it no more. We're either taking care of people or we're not. And usually the people who are getting you to fight over climate change, your political parties, guess what? They're the same ones destroying the climate. They're the ones who are not preparing for you because they're building bunkers for them. All right. What we got over here on YouTube? Hey, Cedar, good morning. Let me see. A breeder's delight. The butcher makes good. Use of all of the pig. Yes, sustainability, absolutely. Scarcity is created. It's so ugly. This is deep. This is too deep for some. Scarcity is created. So is ugly. Yeah, it is. See, I see what you're saying. Yeah, beauty. All children are beautiful. Beautiful. All children are beautiful. And I'm not talking about ugly babies, because there are ugly babies. They exist. They're real. I'm trying to tell you. Don't tell their mama. Don't tell their daddy. Don't tell their family. But ugly babies are real on the outside. Like there's some ugly people on the outside. There are things that are unattractive, but that's okay. Not everything's supposed to be attractive to you. On the inside, every baby is beautiful. And then we make them into ugly humans. And then some ugly babies are born ugly and they grow, and they on the outside aesthetically they become quite fine. But what are you on the inside? The inside is everything. Yeah, it is. It is. And scarcity makes ugly. I love what you're saying, Cedar. Scarcity makes ugly. Babies are born beautiful on the inside. You show them poverty and hate and indifference while adults are driving Benzes, and guess what? We make them ugly through and through. Ooh, yes, ugly is created. I totally agree. We are what we accept. Yes, we are, Cedar. We are absolutely what we accept. And that's why you need to tell on people like this little girl right here. You need to tell on people. Don't let people live like they're nice people and they're not. Don't let people do this to the next generation without you saying something. Absolutely. Duality breeds contempt. Trump tried to steal that on Twitter. Absolutely. I'm going to say it a different way, Cedar. Duality, division, labels, barcodes always require war. They always will. I'm okay with people having pride in whatever they want. They can do whatever they like. But as long as your race exists, there will be racial conflict. As long as your nation exists, there will be national conflict. As long as you are a Democrat, you will be fighting Republicans. As long as you're a Republican, you will fight Democrats. Absolutely. As long as that exists, there's going to be a struggle and competition in who can get the most. You need to let go of the labels. That's all it is for me. I don't know about everybody else. That's why I don't do any of your labels. Nobody is qualified on this planet to label me. Nobody's qualified on this live stream to label me. I have no labels that I stick to. I am me. And I don't even know what that is, because most of the matter you see is not even here. According to quantum physics and atomic matter, I'm not even here. I'm wave energy. You're just seeing a bunch of electrons and neurons. You shake my hand, you're shaking electrons and neurons. The matter's not even here, so I'm not even arguing with you over no damn if I'm bald or if this is skin color. It's not even here. I don't do the labels. I don't do the labels. Brother Kelly and lost his damn mind. Posting about okra. I'm trying to have a discussion, brother. All right, I get out of here, y'all. I got to go, like Ty said. I do got to make money because I got to eat food. I got to put food in my belly. I got to put water in my veins. And I got a lot of work to do, so I got to get out of here in a minute. So we're going to start wrapping this up in a second. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, May. Look into binoculars. I can actually heal the planet. Can you heal the planet, Brother Kelly? It's called hemp. Yes, you can. Good morning, Christine. Oh, Kelly, them's fighting words. I know, Deborah. He's trying to start with me. I ain't gonna let him start with me. Slaves mining cobalt to power cell phones. Looks like the next disaster. The disaster up next. Well, yeah, it does, Victoria. It looks like they're leaning towards what, the cobalt, the coltan, and I think it's tin. The different minerals they're finding that are in these zones, they're creating conflicts and they're destabilizing by sending weapons in. This is what our governments do. They destabilize places because they need the small electronics for the killer robots to come kill us. They need the minerals for the small electronics to wage war and murder other people. They need the small electronics. So it makes sense that they'll back away from the oil because they don't care much about destroying oil companies, I think, as the ones that got oil and minerals. And that's definitely one of the coming ones. Looking for nub. Yes, Maria. They're always looking for nub. And just make sure you're looking in the right place. But the DNC cares. Brother Martin lost his mind. The DNC. Yeah, the DNC cares. Yeah, they do. They care about the oligarchs. They do. They care about what the GOP cares about. They care about the oligarchs that write their paycheck, that keep their jobs, but they do not care about citizens at all. Ty is going to bed. Yes, Ty, can you stay up all night? Go to bed. I'm actually about to leave out here in a minute to my daggone self, but I ain't going to bed. I got to get to work. Everything that shines isn't worth noting. Oh, wait, no, everything that shines isn't worth nothing. Everything that shines isn't worth nothing. That's true. I agree with that, Brother David. I think there are a lot of shiny toys and shiny things, because the thing isn't the problem, right? It's like the gun. I see what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with a Benz. There's nothing wrong with a BMW. There's nothing wrong with a house. There's nothing wrong with cell phones. Everything is a tool, and how do we use it? And I guess the way my mind works, Brother David, they killed people for my cell phone. They murdered people for my cell phone. There's no such thing as a non-conflict mineral. All of it's stolen, and they murdered people for all of it. And it's a shiny thing. But I use mine best I can to help people. I live my life best I can to love people. I use my slave-made minerals the best I can to fight slavery and fight colonization. So, right. So, you know, and so these things aren't bad. Just my perspective is, I think when you have enough deep love inside, that you want to share, right? I think that's what it is. Nothing wrong with having a Benz, but do you drive that Benz to the trailer park every now and then and kind of look out for some of the kids? Nothing wrong with having a BMW, but do you drive to the ghetto every now and then and do something decent? You know, there's nothing wrong with, I guess, having $10 million in the bank, but do every now and then at Christmas time or whenever, do you kind of stuff a couple $1,000s in a brown paper bag and just drive up to someone's house who's falling apart? Leave it there? I mean, do you put it in their mailbox? Like, so I don't think there's anything wrong with shiny things. I think it's a tool. It's like a gun. You can use a gun to save human life. You can use a gun to preserve the life of a child being attacked. A police can use the gun to save you from home invasion. So everything is a tool. So it's not the actual thing. It's the psychology. Like, that's why we talk about sentience and consciousness and becoming sentient, because that's what it's all about. Let me see. Oh, shite! I have to have you at a truther party. Oh, Sharon, you might use a lot of your friends. You bring me over. you might lose a lot of your friends, because I say what's true. Sharon, I don't pull punches. I am not a punch puller. I'm okay losing friends. I lose friends all the time. I am okay with it. You may not want to have me over. I say things that are true. I don't say things that people want to hear. I say what's true. You know, I either say what's true or I don't say anything at all. That's it. I say what's true, or I'll make a smirk on my face like you're lying. I know you're lying. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go in the next room and get a brownie, because this is the live room. I don't like the live room. But it's hard for me not to say something. I always kind of say something and then I walk away. Lost my brother over war. I'm sorry, Victoria. I'm sorry to hear that. We lose good people over nonsense. We absolutely do. Want to be starting something. Right, Maria, when they start something, they're going to get something. All right, let me get down. I got to get out of here. Let me get down. Let me change my music up. I'm starting to get out of here. Woo! All right, where's the ending? There we go, right there. Somebody think about some last closing words on OOPArts. Looking for things, out of place artifacts in your lives, artifacts in your politics, artifacts in your sentientness, artifacts on your planet that don't belong there. If we evolved directly from monkeys into caveman, Bronze Age, Gold Age, and straight into the Coltan Age where we murder people, steal their resources, and the Oil Age. When you see things that don't make sense, question them. Because there's so much around this planet that don't make sense. There's so much in our friends that don't make sense, in our family. Question it. I feel that I always say the universe is looking out. Yes, the universe is always looking out, and whatever people call it, I'm fine with. They call it soul, call it God, call it fungi, whatever, is all good. Good morning, Brother Colin. Good morning, John. Love is the only thing now to do, and you can die in peace. Yes, that's the only thing to do. You just love, Christine. Love and plant a garden. Love and love some more. Good morning, Estella. Let me see. Silence is a war crime. It is, Victoria. I completely agree. To stand aside and do nothing when 85,000 people are being murdered, that is a crime. You were complicit in war crimes. That's collusion to me. Voting is collusion. Pulling that lever is collusion when your political party is murdering people around this planet. Absolutely. I don't care nothing about no Russians. Don't tell me about no Russians. Don't tell me about no Nazis. Don't tell me about any of them if you are colluding with killers. If you're colluding when you're 20 with your 2020, with people about to murder people and steal what they got, I'm the wrong one. You go talk to somebody else. I'm not going to let that slide. I would not be walking to another room. I would not be walking out of the live room at Thanksgiving. You start saying that. That's where I draw the line. The times I walk out of the room, if you're lying about bear aspirin, I'm like, oh, you know what? You're in a room, all the doctors in that room, like, okay, you know what? I'm not doing this. Y'all lying. Y'all have no idea. You're not supposed to put any chemicals in your body. Laboratory-made compounds that are not what they say they are, that have side effects, that's offending your body and your temples. Not supposed to be in there ever. Ever. You got a headache, drink water. That's when I walk out of the room. You start talking about how you're happily colluding with war criminals for 2020. That's when I got to say something. Y'all just ask me to lead a party, Sharon. They be like, all right, it's time for you to go. My friend's upset with you. Say the truth everywhere you go. Be who you are everywhere. Everywhere. Don't be no sellout bastard going from room to room, changing your personality, just going along with who the people are there in that conversation. Oh, it got me up at a party. Let me see. Attractive is standardized by the colonialist and systematically changes in order to foster a steady stream of have-nots or the perception thereof. Attractive is standardized. Yes, it is. Yes, Miss T, speak on it. Yes, it is. Attractive is standardized. They literally standardize systemically what you like and what you don't like. And it's usually driven by psychology, starting with the mainstream media, commercials, and advertising to tell you who you are and what makes you happy. I'm definitely here to say with Miss T that that's not who you are, and those things probably don't make you happy. You're born in a monoculture, enslaved society where you're miserable and depressed. And because you are that thing, you go along with the rest of the herd and what makes them happy. And they say that to Benz, and that's why you cling to it. To me, I think you're in a state of depression. And when you find out who you are authentically, you love life everywhere you go, no matter what you have or you don't, as long as something ain't trying to kill you. Absolutely agree. Definitely, Miss T. Absolutely. Steady stream. And it fosters a steady stream of clones. It definitely fosters clones. Steady stream of have-nots or the perception thereof. Right. And people are scared of being have-not. They're scared of poverty. And once you can make a human being fearful, Miss T, you can control them. You can take away their sovereignty and give them the life you want to give them, which keeps you propped up. Absolutely. Love the background song while you discuss, love that background song while you discuss goes well with you. Okay, thank you, Cedar. To what end? To find and encourage fulfillment. Hopefully to the end of sentience. Okay, Brother Kevin, like I'm not smart enough to know where all this goes. I would hope that it goes to a place of unconditional love. I would hope it goes to a place where the next generation looks back and they just say, my goodness, I am so glad for what our predecessors did for us. They could have handed us war and they didn't. They could have handed us more violence and they didn't. They could have handed us more debt. They didn't. They could have handed us an unfederal non-reserve, but they didn't. They could have handed us conflict. They didn't. They could have handed us racism. They didn't. They could have handed us destroyed ecosystems by an EPA that allows the spraying of chemical pesticides, destroying microbiology all over this, and they didn't. So I hope the fulfillment and the final picture is a generation that says, you know what? We are better off because of our parents. And right now, we're not on that path. Right now, we're on the path of a next generation that hates the fact that we were their parents and they wish they had a different set. So I hope that that's where it's all going. But you know what? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'm just going to do the best that I can. And then I'm going to go off into that puff of spiritual energy, wherever we go. I'm just going to do my part, Brother Kevin, while I'm here, like I know you do. Bear aspirin was tested only on males. What? Stop playing, Miss T. Really? Didn't want to include females who might wind up hemorrhaging. What? at the special time of the month. Hashtag swine. Hell yeah, hashtag swine. I didn't know that, Miss T. Oh my God. Did y'all hear that? Of course you heard it. You listening. Damn, I didn't know that. Y'all are so genderous. That is so racially genderous. You shouldn't buy from pharmaceutical companies ever, y'all. Don't buy nothing that they say because they hate women. You shouldn't buy. That's crazy. But you know what? But that's all drugs. They don't test them on 7 billion people. They test them on a few people, and they lie to the rest, and they give a percentage of who is going to help and who is not going to kill. That's crazy. Y'all should start a hashtag pharmaceutical companies hate women. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Miss T, for that nugget. I didn't know that. That's why I love y'all. Y'all always teaching me stuff I didn't know. That's deep. That is insanely deep. It's talking about rigging where the chips fall. But if pharmaceutical companies, if they didn't have secrets, we'd know that. We know that. We would know that. But they got secrets. That's an OOPArt. Yes, that's what it did. Thank you, Miss. That's an OOPArt. That's an out of place artifact. Why the hell is every name on there? John, Bob, Mike, Steve, Ralph, Ricky, Bobby, Jethro. Where the Tanishas? Where the Lisas? Where the Susans? Ain't nothing, that's an OOPArt. That's precisely an OOPArt right there. And if we had all truth in the public domain and everything was open source, we'd know that. And women would know. Don't go anywhere near no damn Bear aspirin. They don't go anywhere near no damn Tylenol because they didn't test us. Why? Because they're lying about something. They're getting ready because they know something they don't want people to know. Just like these melted damn steps. You need to tell on people. Absolutely. But you need to know the truth to be able to tell on people. Let me see. Yes, that was worth the wait, Brother Gerard. Okay, thank you, Brother Kevin. I don't know what he's waiting for, but that's worth the wait. You said something wise, and I just camped on. That's all I did. That's deep. Oh, man. Goodness gracious, that's deep. Stay away from the NSAIDs for pain relief. NSA for pain relief. They temporarily constrict blood vessels. And those who are obese / have dangerously high blood pressure, this is frightening. Thank you for another, Miss T. You must be in the industry. Well, I say stay away from all drugs. I say if the drug isn't saving your life, don't take it. Don't take it. Tolerate the pain. Deal with the pain. The pain you can deal with. The side effect you may not. And the pain comes and goes. Like I said, I got work to do. I'm about to go hurt my hand up, doing some construction and stuff, breaking pallets up. I got all kind of needles in my hand, but I know the pain will go away. I'm not going to take no painkiller to get it's a damn splinter. I'm not going to take no painkiller for that. I'm going to deal with the pain if I can, and I know the pain will be gone in a few hours or a day or two. You take an artificially mated laboratory chemical that nobody knows the effects it's going to have in your body down in the future, and you don't question the OOPArts. You don't question who was in that study. If your genetics were in that study, oh, you have no idea. It might change your entire life. It might destroy everything you hold dear. It might give your children, if you're pregnant or you want to have children, it might give your children a disease or a condition they got to deal with for their entire life. Whole lot of regret in ignoring OOPArts. Don't ignore the OOPArts, y'all. The vases they find, and this is just one of them. They find vases and coal and the hammer and the rock. That was fake news though. They figured that one out. The hammer and the rock, they figured that one out. That was because of it was some sort of a concrete type thing that formed around it. OOPArts are important, and debunking OOPArts is important too, right? Because there's fake news out there and there's distractions. And so find an OOPArt website. I encourage y'all, go look at the OOPArt. OOPArts are everywhere. Look at OOPArts in your life. Look at OOPArts in your marriage. Look for OOPArts in your relationships. There's always OOPArts when somebody's lying about something. Look for OOPArts. And one of the big OOPArts are these kids dying of vaccines. I'm sorry. One of the biggest OOPArts is people being hurt and maimed by vaccines. Very soon, we're not going to be able to talk about vaccines at all. One of the OOPArts is them lining up. How much is it? $4 billion for vaccine industries? That's a big OOPArt. You want to tell me they're safe and effective in line $4 billion for people who get hurt by it, that the pharmaceutical industry don't even want to make them anymore. That's where that came from. That's where, if you look at the history of the Vaccine Defense Fund, that's a huge OOPArt. They said they're not even going to make vaccines and let the government protect them from lawsuits. You think about that. You can go get your flu shot. All right, let me go back. I saw people laughing. I was trying to figure out what they was laughing about. I think Brother Kelly's acting up. Nope. I like to laugh too. I like to laugh about funny stuff. We will not change politics, but we can inform each other about ancient artifacts and secret beings kept from us. Well, you know what, Ivana, but I think that changes. I think that'll change politics. That's why I always live in ancient archaeology and aliens and the real world. That's why I always live there. I always live in that religious world. I live in zones which I know will make politics insignificant. Because like to me, one of the big reasons politics became completely insignificant is because there were bigger problems or bigger things we need to focus on. And looking forward to the future. And so that's why I always talk about it. So I think talking about big things makes the little things insignificant. Be kind and always remember that this day could be your last. Yes, Nora, tell everybody what they need to know. Don't ever stop shy telling people that you love them. Tell people the thing that they need to know, because you never know what day is going to be your last. No one is promised tomorrow. When did Gerard go PG-13? I am PG-13, Kelly. I've always been PG-13. You know what? I've only cursed on a live stream twice. And I bet you nobody ever find them. You'll never find it. You'll never find. I live in curse world. I don't even curse. I don't curse, but on occasion, I get so upset that my community surrounding me who curses all the time gets something out my mouth. No, I've always been PG-13. The only, I pee well from certain perspectives. I don't think genitalia is like avoiding PG-13. I don't believe in like hiding from kids the reality of their body and like I don't believe that's stupid. Like in Europe, my friends in Europe, they're just more free with the human body. I don't think the human body is anything to be ashamed of. But I always am. Did he say bastard? Yeah, I say bastard. That's not, no, that's okay. That's acceptable in PG-13. I done been to PG-13 movies. They say a lot worse than that. Let me see. That's all I know. Let me see. That's all I know how to do. Hence my poverty and being basically alone all the time. Yay me. Yes, Shanna, you keep up with it, girl. You keep up with it, girl. That's okay, because you know what the beautiful thing, Shanna, is that the people who love Shanna for Shanna, they're going to stick. They're going to stick. The people who don't love Shanna for Shanna, they will go away. And that's all you want. You want good people to stick around you. You want good people who believe in truthful things to stick around you. You don't want lying bastards to stick around you. I mean, you love the lying bastards, love the people who love false reality, love the people but you don't want them so close that they can cause problems in your life. So that's okay. Tell the truth everywhere you go, and the right people will stick, and the wrong people. Like there's a saying, Shannon. There's a saying. How does it go? Something to the effect of you can't keep the right people away, and you can't keep the wrong people close. Right? The wrong people, you can't keep them close. You can fight all you want to keep them around you. You're never going to keep them around you, right? The wrong people, well, people aren't supposed to be there. They're always going to go away. And you can't push people away who are right. So just say truthful things and live a truthful life, and the right people stick. Thank you, Gerard. This world is crazy. It's amazing how people are driven to understand the reality. So much to try and understand. Well, right, there's so much, Debbie. We'll never understand it. And I don't think we need to like pretend we'll ever understand it. We don't need to. All we need to do is speak on the things we understand, and understanding generationally will go the right direction. But if we keep sharing being lied to and leaders and government structures, and that's the wrong way. We're going to keep violence alive. We can't keep conflict as a model and be happy with that. Choose your words carefully or you're reinforcing sexism. Yes, I am, Brother Adrian, and I don't care. Adrian, what happened to you? You're starting to act like you have like a little maiming. Like people, they've been calling you Nazi, haven't they? They've been calling you racist. They've been calling you things because you won't say what they want you to say. I'm gonna let everybody know. Adrian is saying the exact opposite of what he means. I'm just letting you know that. Oh, dang it! The YouTube comments were broke the whole time. Y'all couldn't even see them. Oh, that sucks. I'm losing popularity. That's what's happening. I don't know. Well, it could be software. I don't know. But YouTube, Google, YouTube, I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing the tribalism, and that's what their platforms want. What did she say about NSA AIDS? She said, stay away from NSA AIDS. Oh, y'all can't even see it. You know what? And I think, well, you can see it on YouTube if you go to YouTube, but YouTube, they keep breaking this comment thing. That's Sister Miss T1. She said, stay away from NSA AIDS for pain relief. They temporarily constrict blood vessels, etc. And for those who are obese / have dangerously high blood pressure, this is frightening. And so you want to look at the side effects. I think Miss T is basically telling you what's listed on the side effects. They'll list some of the side effects on the side of the bottle, and the rest of the side effects, you got to go and look up. You can look them up on the websites. Like the pharmaceutical industry, one thing they do right is they don't lie about the stuff killing people. It's they don't lie about, well, some of the side effects maybe they lie about, they don't know. But if you actually like do your due diligence and you go look up these medications, they'll tell you right there. They'll tell you right there. Like they say, oh, you know, vaccines are safe and effective, and they don't hurt people. Then you go out, read them, and the side effect is death. That to me ended the vaccine debate. Hang on, let me see if I can pull YouTube back in. I am actually trying to end it, but I want the comments to show before I end it, just because I'm a stubborn bastard and I want them to show before I wrap up. People go through all the time of making points. I want to make sure that it shows. So I get the music back there a little bit. There we go. There we go. Is the NSA A's there? Okay, well, sister might repost it. She can repost it if Miss T might repost it. But you can also find her on YouTube. You can watch the video on YouTube. You should subscribe to me on YouTube too, because I don't know when they're going to delete me from one of these platforms. The truth is not popular on these platforms at all. Stay away from pharmaceutical atrocities. I deal with pain every day, and I don't like it. And I don't take anything. I agree with you, Cheryl. To me, my pain is kind of like a check engine light. You know, it's a reminder of I got changes to make, and the pain will help me to not go back. Like if it hurts because you eat ice cream every day and you end up with cardiovascular disease and diabetes, you're going to stop eating ice cream. You're going to listen to your body. But if they can give you something to mask the pain, then you can keep being a consumer and keep eating ice cream. And I want to evolve. I want my body to teach me. And pain is a way a body teaches you. Inflammation, you know, not feeling good, nausea is a way my body teaches me. Anytime okra goes in, the nausea comes up. It teaches me. I listen. I listen to my body more than anybody else. Focus on something else. Learn from women in labor with no medications. Yeah, I do, Cheryl. That's why I try not to whine too much. I don't have babies. Because I don't have babies. And they're women that had all natural childbirth, and they'll be in the water and they do everything, won't take the epinephrine or whatever. Woo! If women can do it, then damn it, I think I can tolerate a splinter. I think I can tolerate some sciatica or whatever. They can do it. I'm trying one of my goals is to be strong as women. Women are strong as hell. Good morning, Brother Jackson. If you want to learn something new, read an old book. Martin Luther King Jr. Yes, the problem with Martin Luther King Jr., though, Susan, is he said the truth. And that's why they killed him. And that's why black people and white people, they all held hand. All the oligarchs, all the killers and colonials, they all got together and they killed him because he said the truth. And what he said will convict people who like to post about him, but they don't think about what he actually taught. The dream. Hey, Susan. Hey, Helga. I'm about to go. Gerard's swear jars only have a few coins. If the government depended on his swear jar, they'd go bankrupt. Yeah, they would, Cheryl. They'd go bankrupt. It's just not my thing. And I'm fine with people swearing. I don't have any sort of judgment of anybody. I'm fine with y'all. Y'all can swear you can be sailors all you want. I really don't care. It's just me and my thing. My thing is for me. It's like I said, my belief system is for me. That's why I'm okay with all religions. Your belief system's for you, mine is for me. Don't enforce yours on me. I don't enforce mine on you. And we can laugh about each other's and everybody's good to go. Because none of us know it. None of us know it. Keep your family close, but keep your enemies closer is what they say. Lots of laughter they do, Carolyn. I gotta think about that. That's what they say. I'm not sure I completely agree. Not today. I might change my mind tomorrow, but today, I don't know. The enemies is kind of bad. They're kind of rough, Carolyn. Some of these, I don't know. something to that effect. I think maybe keep the information of your enemies close. I'm not sure I want them that close. These people are killing bastards. These are some rough people. Birds of a feather flock together. Yes, they do, Brother John, but also opposites attract. We know right from wrong. We do. War is wrong. And you know what? I'm not going to go any further. Victoria got that one. She nailed that one. We know right from wrong. And war is wrong. That's it. That's all you need to know. Victoria, she didn't wrap the whole thing up. We know right from wrong. Violence is wrong. Period. There's no exclamation point. There's no ... There's no dash. There's no ish. We know right from wrong. Violence and forcing people is wrong. It is always wrong. It has always been wrong. And it'll always be wrong. That's all you need to know. You want to regain your humanity? You want to walk towards being sentient? We know right from wrong. We are born knowing right from wrong. Violence is always wrong. And OOPArts exist because somebody's plotting violence. Somebody's plotting control. Somebody's plotting force over you. Focus on the OOPArts because someone always has an OOPArt. Anytime you see it, it's because you're being lied to about something. It's the pieces in life that don't fit. It's the pieces in ancient archaeology that don't fit, that lets you know that you're being lied to. Look for the OOPArts. When your husband does not come home on Thursday night because he's out drinking, doesn't come home till 4 a.m. and he smells like perfume, he is not working late. Look for the OOPArts and your life will get a lot better. To help you put a lot of good people around you, to help you to change the future into positive directions. All right? This is Gerard. I got to go. Love y'all to death. Happy Monday. Monday is always happy if you are living your own authentic life. If you are not happy on a Monday, it's because you're living a lie. Go find yourself. This is Gerard. Got to go. Love y'all to death. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.